That's my butler.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to GeekSpaceTV. You are here tonight we are gathered here together to watch a performance of a manner of speaking to the point. A good society RPG utilizing their version called Sensibility and Swordsmanship, which is, if you imagine, a combination of Jane Austen and novels such as Zorro and the Scarlet Pimpernel, involving much masked capers and Jane Austen propriety as one can muster. Hi. Slowly sips her coffee out of her teacup. Hello, everybody, and welcome to GeekSpaceTV. I hope you are having a wonderful evening. Tonight we shall be playing a delightful game for you. This is our third episode. Next week will be our final episode at the same time, on the same channel, with the same people. It's funny how we do things like that here today. I have some additional rewind announcements for you. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. is the final episode of High School Royale. The world may or may not have cracked asunder, and creepy mannequins are crawling out to destroy us all.
Hashtag not a horror.
Hashtag not a horror show. At all. Whoever made any suggestion
But the Mannies.
that any horror was involved in that awfulness. So anyway, that'll be the final episode tomorrow night. You should tune in and check it out, because I'm on it. And also Marcus, who's laughing from backstage, is on it. And other wonderful folks such as Jackie Dash, Amity Jam, and Sour Fruit, Amity Jam. Calamity Jamie changed her name.
Oh, nice.
Sarah Scheller and Sour Fruit Junkie. That'll be tomorrow night at the same time. And then next week we have our normal lineup of EPK, and we have this show, which is its final episode. And then we're going to be dark on Wednesday except we might be also doing a thing. It's complicated. I'm sorry. I haven't sorted my plans out.
Still want to tune in.
There may be hosting involved.
Keep your schedule clear.
Exactly. As one should. Otherwise, our final thing is that we have a new, improved, and easier to use system for collecting fan art for our shows, because you know what we love? We love fan art. It's really cool, and we want to share it on that sweet, awesome fan art reel that you saw right before our show, that also happens to include some sweet, awesome music created by the individual who's created the themes for all our shows, Lizard Eats Flies. I'm sorry, Throat Warbler Mangrove.
Throat Warbler Mangrove.
Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
So all you need to do is tweet your fan art using the hashtag GSFanart. If you want to be credited, we also have a form for you to fill out, and you just need to fill that out once. So if you have already filled it out, you're good to go. If you haven't, then definitely do that. That allows us to put proper credit on your art. Otherwise, we'll probably just put the name of your Twitter handle that tweeted out said artwork using hashtag GSFanart. And I think that's pretty much everything that you need to know in terms of our announcements. So with that, let's jump around and introduce...
I'll go first because I can follow it up by saying, hi, I'm Anna Geeks. If you don't understand how to submit fan art or have any questions about it, I'm the person you should ask. You can find me at Anna Geeks on Twitter, Twitch, and in the Discord. Also as Anna AFK on Instagram. But yeah, I'm the CEO here as well, so I'm the one who answers all your questions when I can. And tonight I'm playing Countess Eleanor Sharp. I don't have a mask yet.
But you do have a family background.
But I do. I have peerage, hence the Countess. She may have purchased said peerage, but that is beside the point. That just means she's wealthy.
Yes, it's fine. Don't talk about me at all. That's fine. Hello, everyone. My name is Lizzie the Bold. You can find me on the Twitches and the Twitters and also the Instagrams, though I don't update it at all, so maybe don't. At Lizzie the Bold. And I like the late 80s, early 90s Nickelodeon television show, Hey Dude.
Hey, dude.
Which was superior to Salute Your Shorts in every way.
Oh,
Fight me, Bolden! Oh. And I am playing Thomason Crawford, rich heiress, orphan, estranged sister of a certain former privateer. I won't name names. I'll just look in her general direction. And that's me. Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm Scotland. Also known as Harriet McNamara. Your fun-filled, crime-looting, Victorian, hopefully period, stealing, diamond heisting.
You're stealing the period?
Maybe.
Okay, excellent.
Maybe. Nothing is off limits at this point. You know what? I've had like 3 pumpkin spice lattes at this point, so I can literally see through the seasons, as you said a moment ago. So things are good. But you can also catch me here on Monday on Eat, Pray, Kill, and it's pretty exciting. There were a lot of feathers.
Oh, God.
Those feathers are coming for you, Marcus.
Has the feather boa been banned yet?
Why would the feather boa ever be banned?
It's not banned yet. There's no official word.
Excellent. And who are you?
Hi, y'all. My name is Algernon Bolden. I am a developer over at Hairbrain Schemes, and I have a message. Oh, it's from 1992. We run, we jump, we swim and play. We roll and go on trips. But the thing that lasts forever, our dear friendships, motherfucker.
Oh.
Bring it!
I'm going
Agent?
to apologize in advance. There seems a high probability that one of these players will not be appearing in the second half of the show after they murder each other with swords.
Over
sometime
early 90s
in the
children's
break.
television programming.
I've seen through the seasons. It ends well. There'll be many tidings.
Not all of them will be good.
Also, I'll be playing for you tonight, Leopold Hawthorne. He is a dowager who has left from America for a time when he found out that his wife has passed away, and he's trying to, bring back the ruins of the name of Hawthorne. Secretly, he is, though, the Falconer.
And I am Random Tuesday, and I will be your facilitator for this evening, and also taking upon the many roles of various NPCs, as well as a young lady, Catherine Lansdowne, the daughter, the niece of one Viscount Charles Lansdowne, who seems to be a somewhat unsavory figure in the city of Bath. One thing you will notice is all of the players here are not just playing the characters that they have named and the masked personas, in some cases, that they have named, but they are also taking upon the role of various other individuals in this game. So each person also plays a connection of someone else, essentially a somewhat more important NPC, one that is created by the players and then is played by someone else. Which gives them a little bit more agency and power in the story to make delightful and somewhat ridiculous things happen. So with that, we will start off a new cycle of play, beginning our first phase, our first round, with the Rooftop phase. Now, for those of you who have never encountered Sense, Sensibility, and Swordsmanship before, it is very similar to a Good Society, but at the beginning, or partway through, we have, before each novel chapter, a Rooftop phase, and this is where the escapades of their masked personas are truly brought to light. Last time, all of them had posted upon the bulletin board of totally not criminals and masked personas. I believe we established it was a messenger tree in which someone just pins notices to.
The tree of featherly messages?
The tree of featherly messages.
And the local constable just put up a bunch
yeah,
of
the local constable
to
nailed
stuff
something
it.
to it. It's good. There's a lot of things happening on that tree. But one of the messages that was left was from an individual with the masked persona of the Dove, telling all of those who were interested to, if they would, to help her in stopping the Viscount's plans, stopping him from getting a hold his grubby little greedy mitts on something known as the Dresden Green, a elaborate, beautiful green diamond that is soon to make its way to the Earl of Somerset's estate. So in the dark of the night, people will find you. And then we will also make our way to the meeting point that the Dove had established. And you as individuals can determine who decided to make their way there and who decided to meet with her or whatever it is that your character would be doing. But we will begin with a figure in the darkness wearing all white, because naturally that's what you wear when you're trying to be sneaky. I've learned this from games like Assassin's Creed. The other thing you need to do is crouch, and then no one can see you. So wearing all white and crouching behind a wall.
Cardboard boxes also help.
Cardboard boxes also help, but you have to crouch to be in the cardboard box.
Do you like the
100%.
gentle push thing as you walk through people, and they're like, "Oh, it's fine. You're
Yeah,
touching me."
yeah. They don't. No one cares. No one.
fine.
No one cares.
Just float by.
It's fine.
You just sort of gently move your
This
way
is
through. Waiting, a figure with a sort of wearing all white trousers, shirt, a cape with white feathers, or what appears to be white feathers at least, and a white mask. Standing in the shadows underneath a large tree, we'll say this is at the edge of the city, perhaps because it sounds dramatic, in a churchyard, one of the churches at the outskirts of Bath. The clock. The bells of the church, if they were chiming, would strike midnight.
Come on.
Wow.
Is it just the dove?
So far. Now, I would leave it to the rest of you to determine who arrives, perhaps when they might arrive, in what state or manner.
Being a prompt bird, from out the shadows emerges the legendary figure, the vigilante of Bath, protector of the innocent, Nighthawk. In her
There's a lot of cape swishing, I imagine. Mhm.
in her black cloak, black trousers, and her shiny weapon.
Glinting in the moonlight.
Glinting in the
Full moon,
moonlight,
definitely
feathered
full moon.
mask. She emerges from the shadows. I heed the call of the dove.
You've come to help or to hinder?
That remains to be seen.
Very
But
well.
I've come to listen.
I shall give it some time to see who else might choose to make their way here. But we must begin soon.
No, oh.
Uh-oh.
And a semi-prompt time.
Fashionably
At
late.
the 12th strike, rather than the first.
Yeah, something like that. The starling will promptly arrive to their next victim's house. Just because she couldn't get out of her mind the note and was like, what to do about this? I'll go steal something that will help me think. It always helps me think. She's just talking to herself.
Stealing things.
Just a couple of things. Oh, this is nice. Anything else? Oh, these are nice. Just a few things, and we'll make her way over to that.
The
Carefully.
meeting point. Does she intend to make herself known, or does she wish to lurk in the shadows?
I would like to lurk into the shadows and toss a note out.
Perhaps a paper bird?
Paper bird floats out from the darkness.
The dove snatches it from the air.
It reads, "Dear Stuff,
And this is a very elaborate origami bird.
That bird could have only been folded by my nemesis. I'm reading. Oh,
I need to
sorry.
listen to the
Sorry.
words.
Dearest Dove, this is the starling. I caught your note, and I had to think about it for a moment. You seem earnest in your desire to want to meet, and that strikes me as a bit non-adversarial in a way that pleases me. Although I do not wish to reveal myself right away. But I am here and would like to listen.
She crumples the note up and then immediately, I don't know, I think how would she destroy it? I feel like she'd probably like throw it in a puddle and like smear it in the water so it dissolves.
Yes, she has that effect on people.
Yes.
The starling watches in delight.
There's one more I think might be coming.
At that moment, you hear a soft click clunk, click clunk.
I know,
What must be
a
a
soft
fly-
clunk.
Yeah, and it grows stronger and stronger as a massive black fly sail comes by. On the top, nothing. And it keeps walking by.
That is a strange sight.
That was not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting then? As on the opposite direction, leaning against a tree, is a man in mask smoking a pipe.
Is that your horse?
What horse?
Do you normally stand about?
Are you all right?
And you just hear like a snicker from the.
Haha, the horse is really the Countess and her servant William.
Did someone hear?
Not really.
in a costume.
Yes, in a costume, of
Oh,
course.
good. Which one's the ass?
William.
I don't know whatever you're talking about. And as he talks, you see two servants quickly grab the horse and try to steer away outside. I received your call.
Of course. I'm glad.
So tell me, there are many vigilantes here. What wants you to have proper authorities look into this matter?
I believe in this matter, the more people who can stop a potential tragedy, the more tragedy, the more likely it is to be stopped.
Say more.
You know of the Dresden Green?
Of course.
I know that there are several people interested in it.
Certainly. It is an incredibly valuable diamond. Do you know who it is going to?
I know who is shipping it, but not who they are shipping it to.
It is to be delivered tonight to the Earl of Somerset. He has purchased it legally and intends to offer it as a gift to the monarch.
And why should this be of our concern?
Because someone
Unless-
intends to steal it.
Ah, that would be the unless.
I see now.
In fact, I believe it. She looks around the group, and then like her eyes linger on the darkness that she thinks the starling might be in, and then looks back around. I think many might want to steal it, and honestly, that does not bother me. The concern is one specific individual who wants to get their hands on it.
And pray tell, who would it be?
The Viscount Lansdowne.
Viscount.
Buffoon?
Yes.
I thought you were about to say the Countess.
The Countess already has their hands on it.
Yes, but...
She could just simply state a shipment was going awry if she really wanted to. I don't think she's that foolish. People would suspect her first.
Also, I can only imagine what it would do to her insurance rates.
It would be a nightmare, I'm
It
sure.
would be a
The
logistic
premiums would go up
incredibly.
substantially. She has very little to gain from stealing it.
But the
Besides the
viscounts-
satisfaction of being vicious.
I feel like you have some opinions of the Countess
No,
Sharp.
none. I do
No?
not know the woman.
Of course. The dove just sort of eyes you like...
Right.
And what did you say your name was, sir?
I am the Falconer.
Not to be confused with the Falconer.
I have
Their
heard
name
of
was
the
made up.
Falconer, but
I had
have
as
not
well. I
heard of-
hadn't heard of the Falconer, but it turns out I think I've been getting them confused for a while.
Yes, yes.
The generational hero that has existed since Charlemagne, protecting king, queen, and crown.
Oh
Fifth
God,
time-
you must be really old. You're basically dead. You've been around since Charlemagne.
What
The mic goes in, and
magic?
this is still for a second, and then you just see like a chimney stack of smoke, you know. Back to the point.
Oh,
The
I'm sorry.
Viscount.
That must have been rude of me. Yes. The Viscount. I have reason to believe that he desires to get his hands on this diamond. To use it to twist the arm of the Earl of Somerset. The Earl has already paid a significant amount of money to get a hold of this diamond. And the Earl happens to have a very eligible daughter.
His ward. You mean Catherine?
No, that's the
Wait.
Viscount's daughter.
Oh,
The
the Earl,
Viscount's
the Earl. I'm mixing them up. Sorry.
It's a different girl.
Yeah. No.
The
Never
Earl
mind.
of Somerset has an eligible daughter, and I believe the Viscount is aiming to twist the arm of the Earl by using the diamond as leverage.
He's so old.
He is. He's basically dead as well. Sorry, no
There's
offense.
another plumage of smoke.
She's young and innocent and shouldn't be caught up in all of this. And honestly, if he does manage to get married to her, I fear for the life of the Earl, let alone
And then as you're speaking, another little flappy bird will come.
She's not ready for like smacks her in the face. Oh, yes.
Nighthawk turns towards the darkness. Just come out!
Dearest new feathered friends.
Oh, is this for everyone?
Oh, yes.
She asks to the darkness. Oh, it's for everyone. And she
Hello
reads it
again.
out loud.
I have heard your story, and it is terrible. I propose we steal this diamond. I perhaps know a few people that would be experts in this field. I'm not saying that would be me, but
Of course not.
I think we should do this. We cannot let this happen. You may think I'm a criminal.
You are a criminal.
She is a criminal.
But the crime that is about to happen is much greater than any crime I may or I may have not have committed. And we cannot stand for it.
Note to self, look into criminal history of... What is her name again?
Allow me to tell you the criminal history of the Starling. Since coming to Bath, the Starling has been a menace. Has traipsed through many a hole of the
been here for a month.
wealthy and prestigious, has stolen countless numbers of jewels and jewelry and pretty things and art pieces and
Some villains are just that good.
occasional Shea lounge.
That's impressive. That's
It-
a
it-
lot.
Should have
it
been
is,
those
it
like
is.
capped
And-
into a jacket right then. I should be on my
And
way.
everywhere,
This is
sir,
clearly not
everywhere, the
as-
Starling leaves a small token in order to sign her work. She is dastardly. However, her motivations seem purely for financial gain rather than the ruination of a poor girl's life.
And another note will fly on down.
Just come talk to us.
This is very overly too much. This is a lot. You're doing a lot right now.
Nighthawk.
Yes.
If the Starling were to show themselves, and Falconer, would you promise to bring them no harm tonight? No arrests, no stabbing, no thinly veiled threats or poorly veiled threats.
And as you read the note, it says, Dearest feathered friends of the night, if
that's okay.
I come out, will you harm me? Check yes or no.
Dove's holding this note, looking at the two of you.
Despite
Do you swear on your mask under penalty of having it revealed?
despite my great and abiding wish to capture this fiend, I think there are more pressing matters at hand. I swear it.
I, by the honor of a masked individual who represents the greatest empire that has ever and shall ever exist, promise immunity for all acceptable crimes until dawn.
She sits there. She thinks about it for a moment.
I think that means if you murder him, he'll try to arrest you.
Yes, if you murder us, it's also off for me as well.
And you're underneath this tree. So on this branch above you, you're just going to see her just kind of lean over. Oh, dearest feathered friends, I would not do harm upon you.
Nor do I believe have you ever done harm onto an individual, aside from, of course, monetary damage.
Prove it.
That's for another time.
I want to talk to you, though. If you really believe that this deal that is about to happen is of cruel nature, then I am behind you. I am the best thief there is, and you cannot steal that diamond without me.
I am certain that if the Viscount gets his hands on it, he does not mean well for anyone. And he will use that leverage to no good effect. I also believe that if we tried to go against you, we would find a greater problem on our hand.
No.
Perhaps, not problem, a greater complication. And these two would find themselves sworn to do something other than protect the young daughter of the Owl.
We cannot fight both the Viscount and the Starling at the same time.
I will gladly accept all your help, Starling. I have no ill will towards you. The rich have more riches than they deserve.
Know
They did
this
nothing
as
to
well.
earn them.
No good crime goes unpaid. You will receive an equal share in this.
It's no crime goes unpunished.
No, she's right.
You may,
Crime
you may
pays.
use that for your own charities, if you will. That is not up to me. But I stand by that word.
The dove, extends out a hand up into the tree. A deal. I will work with you if you will help me ensure the Viscount does not get his hands on the diamond. I care not what you do should you get your hands on it. Well, I care what you do, but I don't care not how much money you make.
Honored
Just
and
don't
received.
force a girl to get married.
Never. Honored and received.
Shakes your hands up in the tree. I assume you were still in the tree.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I am horribly vexed by this situation, but I see no alternative.
There are many alternatives.
I see no alternative which does not result in...
What are
You
you
could
worried about?
simply
You will
walk away
also
from
be
here
rewarded
tonight.
for your time and your services in this.
I do not seek monetary reward. Justice in Bath is its own reward.
Use the funds to fund justice.
That is generally how that works. All right.
I think you are doing a great justice.
I will work with you this
Excellent.
once.
Excellent.
I trust the dove far more than I trust you. But I do at least trust you to want money.
That is all I usually want. Besides shiny things.
What
But-
say you, Falconer?
The ringmaster would not have brought me here unless it's of dire importance.
Who's the ringmaster?
Oh, you mean the Falconer?
The ringmaster.
Oh, the legendary Falconer.
Yes.
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 Yes,
You're
and-
a crack. Single hand.
Wait, is he still alive? I thought he was around during Charlemagne.
No, that's the Falconer. The Falconer is the legendary hero. The Falconer has apparently
Ow.
been around since Charlemagne.
He's quite old then, eh?
Yes, extremely old.
Does he walk around?
Yes, I understand. I'm practically dead. Now let's continue. I will assist, for there is, I believe, a deeper connection, or else the government would not have brought me back to shore. For it is expensive and matter of great urgency when the Falconer returns to Britain. So, on one condition shall I help you, and that is the dressing green returns to its proper hands. I cannot account for any crime beyond those that must protect our great nation.
Those are certainly terms that I cannot agree to.
Then
But I will remark this.
You did it on purpose, didn't you?
I will remark this. Oh, aged falcon.
Please continue.
Once the diamond is well away, I will give you something greater than turning it over to you. The chance of a lifetime. You will never see this again, not since Charlemagne. You will get to hunt for the diamond, because it will be in my possession.
It is actually quite entertaining to hunt the starling.
I will give you good chase.
It's very thrilling. I've been doing it for like a month now.
Right.
It's really hard to quit.
One moment, please.
I bring joy through thievery.
I make a whistling sound really quick, and then a falcon comes. And I go, "Dearest Ringmaster, please account for no less than 60 of our best agents to track
Who
down
are you
the
writing a
Starling."
letter to?
Puts it onto the file. It will truly be a fabulous hunt with the entirety of England chasing you.
It sounds delightful.
But until the ends, I promise that no beautiful citizen of Britain shall be wed against her will, especially for a devious viscount.
No, the ugly ones. Do not discriminate.
All children
very
of
true.
England are beautiful.
It's very true.
That is the majesty of Great Britain.
Let's say the two of you. Do you trust this bird?
I trust that he will have the Earl's daughter's interests at heart. More so than the interests of the Viscount. And that is my chief concern. I, however, must make do with what I have. I know I cannot stop him on my own.
I know
You are
that
what I have.
successfully removing this diamond will require us to actually participate and work together and not sabotage the hard efforts of their companions. This will not be easy.
If the Viscount gets any word that we intend to stop him, he will find a way around our plans. We must be coordinated and careful.
The whistle happens again and the falcon comes back.
Oh.
Takes a letter, stomps it. Fine. I shall play for a time. You shall only deal with the falconer and the falconer alone.
What about the Falconeer?
Will he be coming?
Who is this other falcon? There's so many birds.
And a
here.
good day to you.
Before you leave, in anticipation and knowing that this would possibly happen, the Starling hands out 3 letters and says, "Do not open these just yet. If we are to work together, there are instructions inside. Every great thief has these types of instructions. You will know when the right time is to open them, as you will receive another message at this point, at this tree. Do I have your word that you will not open them?"
You have my word. Upon my
Have-
mask.
Upon my honor as the Nighthawk.
Good night. You see him walking away. Though he does
Why is
take
he
a-
so difficult?
I don't know. I thought you were going to be the difficult one. I'll be honest.
It's actually quite nice to meet you. This is a little odd, but
You're quite a bit taller than I expected. I don't know why. With a name like Sterling, I expected you to be about, 4 feet tall.
The size of a small bird?
Perhaps. You do creep in and out of places with such deft ease.
you don't think I would give you an exact approximation of what I look like? There's stilts. I have stilts for these things.
You know, this conversation seems strangely familiar.
No, it doesn't. I bid you well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The equivalent of Victorian smoke bombs. Goodbye.
Well, thank you.
And thank you, Dove. I'm sure that this young woman will owe you a great deal when this is all over.
My hope is that she shall know that she shall have no idea that anything were to have happened to her. She
Let
can
us hope.
live her life in innocence.
Let us hope.
And then twirls her cape and disappears into the moonlight.
Whoosh, runs the other way.
Not the Countess, but William, her servant, saw all.
Put it back in the pot. Conversation was over.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun! And that.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no, I tied this too tight. Concludes. I can't dramatically.
There's a brief stop to the shiny trinket on the way home.
You stop by the shiny trinket. Excellent.
Absolutely.
All right. That brings us to the end of our first rooftop phase, meaning that we are now ready to jump straight into our next novel chapter.
Couldn't drink my pumpkin spice latte with that mask on.
Oh,
The
tragedy.
Tragedy.
Nose of it.
The tragedy. So with the next novel chapter, are there any particular scenes that anyone was hoping to have during this time? We know there's a party
There's
that
a
will be happening
party.
soon.
I definitely would like to greet my sea star.
Your sea star.
My sea star.
Oh, excellent. Yes, your sea star will arrive. When did the railroad really get established in England? I don't think they had it then. So she would probably arrive by carriage.
It was still very, very new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might have one between London and Bath at that point, because Bath is a pretty big city, but
Then why not railroad?
she probably...
Then why not railroad? Then?
It might have been. It might have been, actually. I mean, we'd have to get a fact check from the chat.
Yeah, maybe like early 1800s, but she probably would have arrived by carriage.
Either way, it's not that terribly far.
No. It's currently by car it's like 2 hours. It'd be about a day's carriage ride.
Yeah, I
maybe
think so.
2 day. So she arrives, a little travel weary and probably almost directly to your house if she's arriving by carriage.
Well,
unless you had her meet.
I had
somewhere
her
else.
set up to meet me at the other little flat I rented, just the general flat where I had the servants' clothes and everything. And she knows my secret identity, so we do not need masks at all.
She will
Sea star,
open her arms, embrace you. It is so good to see you.
dearest sister, it is
How've
so
you
good to see you.
been?
I've missed you. I had to get away from Alex, and
You know, he still talks about you.
I cannot stand him.
I think he's included you in one of his most recent
No,
novels.
that is horrid.
Haven't you heard?
No, I do not want to hear. I do not want to know at all. I just no. No.
I mean, I'm sure I can get a hold of a copy of it if you want to read it.
Sister,
Mm-hmm.
are you ready to join this illustrious life I have of crime?
I am so ready to be doing anything other than... I burnt the house down.
Excellent.
He
Worthless
was a
rich
pig.
people. Yeah, they're worthless
I
rich
did take
people.
everything of value
Oh,
before.
excellent.
Well, most things. It was hard to carry it on my own. I made sure
fine.
all the servants got everything, though, too.
That's
We
good.
cleared them out, and then I set it on fire.
So deeply proud of you. So
And
deeply,
from the
deeply proud of
best.
you. So let me tell you about what we have in store
Yes.
here.
What's happening?
So this is
Imagine this is like a stroll along the promenade, maybe.
yeah, to have an equivalent of a nice sunny day stroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's tea in the afternoon or something like that. And then I tell her all about the diamond. Fill her in on the details of the meeting.
Oh, really? You're going to work with them?
Maybe.
One of them sounds very difficult.
Oh, I think they're... Well, there's only one that's quite honest with their intentions. This Dove.
Seems like it. I mean, that fits into the trope, really.
The other
Doves,
two...
whites, innocence, all that.
Yeah, but I feel that the
Is she
other
good
two...
looking?
Oh, very much so.
Oh, dear.
Quite heartbreaking.
And what about the other two?
Yeah, you know.
One of them's basically dead.
One of them, I believe, was hanging out with Charlemagne.
Wow, that's old!
Like, incredibly old. I'm not even sure how he's standing. But either way, we will work for them for the moment. Perhaps we can use them, but we will get this diamond, sister.
And then we'll sell it
Of course.
and make a lot of money.
Of course.
And then keep doing crime?
Absolutely.
Good. Excellent. I was a bit worried because otherwise I was only going to get to do this once.
Oh, no. I think we should take a break from England.
I've heard all right things about America.
Possibly. It's either that or the Italians. They still have rich things.
I
And very
do-
old things.
I do hear good things about their food.
That's true. Well, either way, we can decide on them once we have all that money.
We could just steal a globe and then throw a dart at it.
I like the way
While
you
it's
think,
spinning.
sister. Good. We can both get away from our problems, because I do not have any intention of marrying that man.
But he's quite attractive.
Okay, well, maybe I'll marry him, and then take some of his things, and then we can just leave.
That's always an option.
Okay. We shall talk about this more.
I would also love to meet your friends while you're here. I'm very good at keeping a secret.
That is true. We have kept it all this time. Yes, why don't you join me? I think there's some party I got invited to, and I show the scroll. Look
Does
how...
that say Mary at the
Look
end?
at this scandalous...
Or
Look at
Mary?
this... I don't know. It's going to be scandalous.
Is it going to be a wedding with like 100 people?
I have no idea.
Are they all getting married?
I have no idea.
It's a very strange city.
But either way, it'll give us an opportunity for you to meet all of the players.
Oh, good. Yes.
And then we
Better
can
know their faces. Or we're going to steal
devise-
their things.
devise our plan for how we must get this away.
Yes, it sounds like we'll need to do some bait and switching.
Yes.
Perhaps we can convince some of them to fight against each other.
Perhaps.
Make them think the other one intends to do something with the diamond.
I hope
Just
to
the
I hope to basically show them a way that they think the diamond is heading in one direction, when we are clearly taking it another.
Perhaps if I could get my hands on it, we could make a replica of it. Something that looks like the diamond.
There was a couple of glass shops in here. One of them, it's like they keep giving me gifts, sister. She had told me about the custom artery and glass shops here in the town. She was like, when I went to go purchase some things at the auction house, she was like, why don't you purchase from some of the local shop makers? So, perhaps we can go visit them.
I mean, if they never see the actual diamond, they wouldn't even know.
I don't believe they've seen it. But there was a flyer at the auction house, I believe, or something like that. It is a notable diamond.
Let's see what we can come up with.
As long as it's reasonably large and green. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know we had an approximate size for the diamond.
I think it would fit in 2 hands.
Ooh, that's impressive.
Yes.
What are you going to do with that? Wear it?
I don't know. I just want to steal it.
Fair.
But yes, accompany me later.
Of course.
It's so good to see you.
And embraces you once again and takes her bags and goes up into the apartment and makes herself comfortable.
Delightful.
Anyone else have any other scenes for the...
As this is happening, little to her knowledge of the sisters, a carriage drives by with kind of a tall but gangly man with thick glasses, but quite handsome. If he had just looked up, he wouldn't notice them and probably would have been enraptured, but instead he's looking down at the book, busily quilling something that he goes, oh yes, you've done it again. As he goes down the road and ends up at one estate of Thomason.
What?
But, as he has arranged for a formal meeting of some of the most powerful figures, because it's only due that a London professor says hello to everyone.
Well, as one of the most powerful figures in Bath, I suppose I would be honored. Did you hear that?
No accounting for taste.
Just wanted to make sure you heard that.
The narrator.
Like somewhere the Countess is sitting there, like sipping her tea, being like, someone's trying to say something.
There's a disturbance in the richness.
And I find it vaguely annoying.
Strange birds squawking outside. It's very annoying.
Anyways, expecting guests or a guest, and not quite certain what to make of this whole situation. Then, Thomason has had the servants make a lovely tea time spread with cucumber sandwiches and tarts, and also fruits and tea. And when whatever your name is arrives,
Alexander Medicums.
Metchum?
What's the pen name?
Oh, W.E. Partridge.
I think we should just use that.
Oh, Mr. W.E. Partridge?
That's the name of the scandalous author. A good professor like Medicums would never use such a pen name.
Oh.
I'm only into scholarly works such as architecture, some of the histories, but mostly how buildings are made through antiquity into modern age.
Well, Thomason shall receive her guest in the garden, where there is a table and chairs and the spread set up. And as the servant brings him out into the garden, she stands. Oh, Professor Medicums.
It is a pleasure to meet you, finally.
So lovely to make your acquaintance on this most unexpected visit.
Well, when I was coming from Oxford, I had some of my help get some information in Bath just to find out who the players were, as it were, because it would be unbecoming of me just to be a complete stranger. You know how it is.
Somewhere Harriet throws up.
I understand. Please, take a seat, have some tea, and she motions one of the servants over. And what brings you to our lovely city?
Academia. You see, Oxford, our most esteemed university, one of the greatest in the entire world, as it were, has decided that we have not done enough for our sister and brother cities, and we would like to have satellites. I'm here to see if there's an interest.
What is a satellite?
It is... Have you looked up in the sky before? The glowing stars? Those are satellites.
I don't think that's accurate, but sure.
Well, no, but...
A satellite is also another term for a planetary body that orbits another planetary body. And we did know about planets
Yes.
in the 1800s.
However, stars.
Not
satellites.
It's sure the moon, but not stars.
We believe that.
It's all right. You're
was a mess.
You're not in STEM. It's okay.
What's STEM?
It's fine. Don't worry about it. How very interesting. And who else do you happen to be planning on meeting while you are in Bath?
Oh, I suppose I should swing by the Hawthorne, so I don't see the point in that. The Viscount, just for appearances. There is a rumor of a countess establishing oneself here. But they have not done any donations to the university lately, but...
Oh, how incredibly selfish.
All the proper families, of course. And should I get some personal time? I know that there might be some friends of mine from London that might have settled here, and I was hoping to say hello.
Oh, really? Perhaps I have made their acquaintance. Who are your friends?
One Harriet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, how fortuitous. Harriet is actually...
Harriet.
McNamara.
Harriet McNamara.
Yep.
Miss McNamara and I have been recently acquainted. She is most lovely.
Harriet dies.
Just on the spot.
She is quite something, as it were. She and her sister have known our family for quite some time.
Oh, a sister.
Yes. Yeah, Elsa is quite a lovely individual, always prim and proper, as due to the McNamara name.
Of course.
Of course. But it's been a time. I would just like to say hello to them, but...
You know, there is actually a soiree being held.
A soiree?
There is! Our very own Mr. Hawthorne, in fact, is going to be holding a get-together with, and he has sent out invitations to pretty much everyone in town. I can't imagine it would be any great imposition for you to
But are you sure? I mean...
find your way over there, and I know that Miss McNamara will be there, and certainly if you are old friends, she would be most excited to see you.
But a stuffy professor? Wouldn't I just bore the crowd? We're talking about academia.
I'm going to spend one of Catherine's resolve tokens for her to arrive. And this, I guess, would go to Alexander.
Okay.
But to have her arrive and to specifically have her recognize his portrait as the portrait of W.E. Partridge.
No.
Because as we have clarified, she is an avid reader of his books.
And probably as like an expert identifier as a dove with all of her skills, she would never see the secret identity hidden behind glasses. Because that's the only difference. Is that W.E. Partridge doesn't have
Oh,
glasses.
he doesn't have glasses, but she sees it.
Yes.
And so she like comes in, and then the servants let her in, and then she's sort of like, I'm so sorry, I
Catherine.
didn't know. Oh!
No, of course you are. What?
You had company.
Hello.
Oh, Catherine, allow me to introduce you to Professor
Partridge?
What did you say?
Nothing.
Partridge. No, this is Professor Alexander Matchums.
Mettencombs.
I'm sorry, AJ. I can't. It's all about sandwiches now. That's a whole other show. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I created a last name that was impossible to say to create this exemption.
It's a pleasure. But I've been remiss.
She's like, Catherine is just
Catherine,
blushing.
you're right. Please,
I'm-
please sit down.
Yes, of course.
Please have something to
Takes
eat.
a seat.
You look
I-
quite peaked.
I'm feeling. I was in a rush. I'm quite warm.
I'm sorry. I did not expect
No,
all the kiss, or else I would have brought even more literature. I brought literature for you.
Oh
And
no!
then
Brought
the
literature.
servant comes by and brings out Encyclopedia Britannica.
Oh.
The newest edition from the city.
Oh. Thank you so very much.
Yes. If you would like, I can get more literature for you as well. and your
I
family.
know it's fine.
What? Are you not a fan of writing?
I love writing. I just have a penchant for different books.
What is more interesting than academia?
I don't know.
Oh, was that a partridge that just flew by? Was that what you were referring to?
Must have been the partridge
Oh.
that I saw. Tell me, Professor, what do you know of the sons of Greece? Wait, what was it? The son of Rome?
It's the sun of the rising sun of Rome.
The rising son of Rome. The sons of Rome, Remus and Romulus.
I mean, they were
Rising stars of their time.
I mean, I would not put it quite that way. I mean, they were definitely popular. I mean, they were reserved as god kings at first before being, raised by wolves and all. Excuse me.
Oh, I was unaware that you were a scholar of Roman history.
Well, only a little bit for their archaeological taste.
How incredibly interesting your taste is.
I'm eclectic. That's all.
I've heard you've been researching Greek mythology lately.
Oh yes, Greek is my next project of sorts.
Oh,
The Greeks were quite the heathens.
Why yes, it would be quite scandalous for me to go into depth in polite company, but let's say that their historical accurate soirees, as it were something of legend. Something that wouldn't exist in this modern era. Of course.
Oh my goodness. I believe it would be improper for us to speak of bacchanalias that are in such mixed company.
and like Catherine is like making eyes at Thomas and being like,
As he's looking, you see mixed bacchanali. Oh, sorry, I was writing notes for a research project.
yes, I've heard again Greek.
Have you ever
yes.
been to Bath before, Professor?
No, this is my first time.
You look strangely familiar.
I do not know what you refer to. Perhaps you read one of my thesis. They do pictures on the thesis occasionally.
No. I don't think so.
Perhaps you visited London. I did do guest lecturing at several institutions.
No,
written anything other than your thesis? Or thesi?
Theses?
Thesin?
Tiffany Amber?
I think I'm suspicious that you might be having me mistaken for someone else. Or have you read my other works?
Other works?
Yes, my shameful works.
Shameful works?
Yes. I wrote about the railways. In the historical context.
The railways?
No.
Trains and tunnels and such?
Yes. Just the driving architecture of the Americas and their prowess to achieve manifest destiny, pushing towards the West.
I must admit that there is a certain charm in the thrumming of a steam engine pulsing forward.
Penetrating those tunnels. In the drive of progress.
I can see
pushing forwards. Thrusting into the future.
I can see with such subject matter why you would wish to
Why you feel shamed.
perhaps conceal. It is.
I so look forward to having you at the party. I heard you were going to it.
Wait.
Oh yes,
being
of course you
thrown by the
absolutely must.
Hawthorns.
Well, if you do not think I would be such a bother, then...
Oh no, not at all,
I
Professor.
guarantee you would not.
And then you will see. Oh, the professor seems to be an old friend of. Your name has escaped me.
Harriet.
Harriet.
Harriet McNamara.
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm sure she'll be delighted.
I'm certain.
I mean,
you must come
I
now.
hear she's dead. You hear from the street.
It is decided. Pay no attention to the vagrants upon the street. They go up and down, constantly screaming about people being dead.
That's good then, because last I heard, her sister was in a marriage that was loveless, whose husband would never let her travel. Harriet must be so lonely right now. Elsa would never be able to travel to Bath.
How horrible. How horrible. I had so looked forward to meeting her.
Yes, indeed. It was very nice meeting you. And you.
It was a pleasure.
He turns and walks away, and as he does, you hear him begin to much penetrating
And as soon as he's out the door, Catherine just looks at Thomas and, do you know who he was?
A stuffy old professor.
That was W.E. Partridge, the novelist, the author of the Sons of Rome, the Rising Sons of Rome.
Oh my goodness. I did not realize that you were quite so well acquainted.
I've read a few of the books.
I knew that you were a passing fan.
I don't have.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not judging you. We judge
I
other people, not each other. It's fine.
I've read a handful of his novels, and more importantly, I recognized him. Why is he pretending to be a professor? Well, I suppose
Perhaps he is a professor.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense why no one knows anything about Mr. Partridge.
I mean, if you wrote such novels, would you really put your name to them?
Fair. I can imagine someone choosing to use a pen name. But I'm a woman, so if I wrote a novel, no one would read it unless I used a male pen name. So
Society.
it's the worst!
The worst!
Sorry I was late. I had a late night last night. Was reading.
Oh. Oh.
Mama talking.
Monologue token. All right. Catherine, in her mind, is somewhat truthful. Like, she's going through the letters that she read at the meeting between all of the various people. Like, you know, there was so much planning that I had to do. And then the Starling just kept sending letter after letter. I don't know why she didn't just tell us she was there. And then I went home. And I had 2 chapters left of Mr. Partridge's latest novel. It is a good novel. And they had quite the climax for the ending. It was a very satisfying page turner. I really felt as if I could have just basked in its glow for more time. I suppose I shouldn't have spent my time so frivolously. Someone's freedom is at stake, and I'm supposed to be planning some sort of heist between 4 individuals that barely qualify to work together. I don't know why I'm the one that suddenly knows what's going on. I didn't ask for this. But if only I could tell Thomason. If only my best friend knew and could help me. Perhaps it wouldn't be so hard. Unlike that book. That's the end of her monologue.
Well done.
That's amazing.
Gracious. Well, we definitely need to go to this party together now.
Yes! Well, I can only imagine. Harry didn't seem too thrilled to see him again. Do you suppose we might be stirring up trouble by inviting him?
Did Harriet not seem to... Did Harriet mention him?
Yes, don't you remember at the bath?
No, I don't. I was very tired last week.
Were you up late reading as well?
I have had many late nights with correspondence.
Oh, your sister?
Oh, yes. It is a problem which has vexed me and kept me up quite past the hour of acceptable times. I really don't know how to solve a problem like Eleanor.
How do you catch a cloud and pin it down?
If only. Stop it from sailing off and joining your privateer uncle. Not sending you any kind of word as to whether or not it's all right. And just, the cloud just goes off and lives its own life and doesn't see
Maybe
that it
we should
needs to say anything
to
to
her.
you, even though it's,
No?
you've grown up together. So why would you think a single thing about wanting to know the well-being of your own flesh and blood? I mean, it's ridiculous. What?
It's funny because I was going to spend a monologue too. I was thinking about it and I'm like, nah, I'll save it for later. And I got one anyway.
I'm sorry it's still troubling you. Perhaps I can ask her something in the next fencing lesson.
Which is later that afternoon.
Which is later today.
No. This is my own problem, and I must.
I'm your
solve
friend,
it.
Thomason, and we support each other in all things.
In all things. Perhaps if you could feel out whether or not it is she truly hates me and wishes that I would just vanish off the face of the earth.
I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Finishes her
Don't know
tea.
what I would do without your friendship.
I don't know either. And then she feels bad. Finishes her tea and leaves.
Aw.
Anyone else? Any other?
Yes, scene with her.
The fencing lesson. So the fencing lesson. Any other scenes? If not, we'll make that the last one.
Elsa is burying Harriet. Just
Digging a grave because we're gonna bring in a
Stalin's
new character.
Yeah.
just dead.
So later that afternoon, Catherine shows up, ready to go for her fencing lesson with her sword, appropriately attired.
They're appropriately attired. Is there a way for a lady to be appropriately attired for fencing in that era?
I imagine it would be. They had athletic wear of some kind. It just was.
There was fencing outfits that had, I think, skirts on them.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Darn, there goes my speech about how to gird your loins.
I mean,
There's actually no, it's fine. Anyway.
No, you were both
Fair
on
enough.
the same page.
Yeah. No, we were, Yep.
Going to settle in.
hello, lady. Lady Shop. How have you been today? It's like just waking up.
bit of a late start this morning. Got some news about business. It's weighing on my mind a bit, but you're here. Wonderful. Welcome. She welcomes her in and
I
shows
have
her
been
to the buffet.
practicing. I'm not sure I'm getting that much better. It's hard to practice against no one. But
This
I've
is
been
true.
trying.
This is true. I find if you have a mirror, you can still use that to practice your form, but of course you need to know proper form to do it.
That is true, yes.
Perhaps I could lend you a book I have It has some limited illustrations on showing proper form for
I do like
different
reading.
exercises. Excellent. And she snaps to Jeeves and he rushes off to get the book. Yeah.
So, and then she sort of demonstrates some of the moves that she's been practicing. So how have things between your sister been? Have you spoken with her lately?
Not when I can avoid it, generally.
Oh. If you came to Bath, that must make it harder to avoid.
This is true, yes, it does a bit. It does a bit. Somewhat regretting that decision, honestly.
Oh, really?
We have a difficult past, my sister and I.
I did hear some of it. It does sound complicated.
It's unsurprising. Discretion was never her strong suit.
But I also overheard some of your conversation. But that withstanding, she's my friend. We have both been through many things. Similar things.
You grew up here, or...?
Oh no, I came to live here after my parents died. From Nottingham.
Huh. I've been there. Lovely woods.
Sheriff leaves something to be desired.
Don't they all?
Taxes are brutal.
Comrade love.
She's adjusting her form and pleased that she has gotten a little less awkward.
Yeah, I think her form's not terrible, but every time like you go adjust it, there's like a momentary like her blush just like deepens ever so slightly. She has a terrible problem with blushing. So would you leave then as soon as your business is concluded? I suppose you have an estate.
I haven't decided. I mean, obviously Bath is a wonderful vacation spot, a nice relaxing holiday, but whether it is still home to me remains to be seen. And I had thought that perhaps it might, and perhaps my sister and I could put aside our differences, and now I see that she is the same woman that I left behind all those years ago. And now I'm not so sure.
Would it not be easier to simply talk to her than to sell your estate and start again?
I'm sorry, I forget that we know different people, that we know different Thomasons.
I can't imagine she's that different from when you knew her.
No, I mean to say that you are her friend, and I am her sister. Her younger sister, no less.
I suppose I don't know much about the relationship between sisters. I never had any.
To your benefit.
It has made me much more lonely. I'm by myself in my uncle's care. I have no one left.
It's a shame that your uncle is not as impressive as mine.
He's impressive in his own ways.
I mean in good ones.
Oh, yes.
Having an uncle who is a privateer, who perhaps dotes on you a bit, very easily instills in a young girl a sense of adventure, a desire to experience the world and see as much of it as possible, really. Thomason never understood that. And, well, I am going on here. She adjusts her form or whatever.
They rearrange the lesson. All of this is happening under the guise of mostly Catherine ineffectually swinging at William, right? He's the one who's helping. Or Jeeves.
I would say usually it's the Countess herself.
Oh.
Because she's bored. Just in general. I don't mean she's bored with Catherine's company. I mean in general, she
With
is
life.
bored. Yeah.
Can I use a monologue token for William?
Typically, they should be used on main characters or connections. I mean, it could, but I don't.
That's
They
fair.
wouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't.
It
I don't
would sound
think
like
I could
this.
easily do that.
Okay, that's fair.
Because all unimportant NPCs sound like Muppets.
It would also be in Spanish, which I don't speak. He's from Spain.
That makes sense. Sure. Yeah.
Something about a bibliotech.
Donde está la biblioteca?
Why?
Oh goodness.
Okay, apologies.
I totally lost where we were, but
That's okay. I don't suppose. Well, if there's any way that I could help, It seems a shame for someone to have had someone so important to them gone. I've lost many, and I'm very alone. If I had a sibling, I would work very hard to reconnect with them if I could.
that's a credit to you.
I thank you. I suppose, like packing up. I suppose it's best time.
Don't forget your book.
Oh yes, thank you. Picks up the book and tucks it underneath. Same time tomorrow.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure as always. I'll leave now. Like backs away slowly. Excellent.
I was hoping she'd tell me about the author.
Oh, did you? You didn't tell me
That's
what the
fine.
book was.
No. The book that she loaned her
Oh,
is
okay.
actually about stances.
Oh, she would definitely have asked if you were going to the party.
Oh,
Will you be at the before she leaves? Will you be at the Hawthorne party?
oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Leopold is
I've
a
heard
good
there'd be
friend.
some very interesting people there. It's going to be quite the night.
I hope so.
Good. I'll see you there. Then she leaves.
I was gonna steal in, but that was just too good. So.
All right. That will conclude our Rooftop phase in our novel chapter, which brings us to our reputation segment. So now it is time for everyone to look over their character sheets,
Do you have the
reputation
reputation,
markers, and determine whether or not they met any reputation criteria for a positive or a negative tag.
Oh, this is the turn order sheet.
I am going to say that I think the Dove gained a positive mask tag for publicly fought
Yeah.
to end corruption or against the evils of those in power. She definitely put herself out there, and I will give her the tag heroic, perhaps defender.
I think the Falconer has obeyed orders or pursued the mission, even though compromised his desires or morals. Both.
Okay.
And the tag
Is that a positive or
is a positive, and that
Positive
positive is the
mask
greater
tag?
good.
Okay. What was it?
The greater good.
So that gives you 3 tags in the positive category. You have a mix. You have 2 masked and 1 regular tag. So you can choose either from the masked or the civilian reputation conditions. Cross off or mark the one that you are choosing to use.
Okay, do I say that out loud now or so?
Yeah, because some of them might be things that you need.
Condemnation. Your criticism rebukes hold particular weight unless there conflicts with the objectives. Connections will always take your side.
Okay. Your connections will take your side. Did you hear that, Falconeer?
Oh, I'm gonna use the full power of the Dowager.
So vexing.
The Harriet is going to get one. As the Starling, arrest life and limb for a robbery, heist, or devilish crime by revealing herself
It's true.
to these wonderful other
Is
feathered
yours, are
friends.
you the vigilante or are you...
I'm the
The
outlaw.
outlaw.
The outlaw. Okay, so because your text is you risk life and limb for a slightly different thing than mine. I was like, wait a minute. So what was your tag?
Ow. The trusting.
Trusting. Okay. So you have 4 tags, and that means you still keep your condition that you had previously, the same one that you had. People can still use these tags, or you can use them for resolve tokens. So remember, you can spend these tags, and because you have 4 of them, if you lose one, you actually still keep having 3, which means you still keep that reputation condition. Anyone else?
I am torn between also publicly fought to end corruption against evil, the evils of those in power, or having acted in a way that shows you're just as bad as those you defy in willingly taking the side of the Starling, her arch nemesis.
You can get more than one tag. You can get more than one tag.
Oh, okay.
So I would definitely agree with that one. Willingly taking the side definitely shows you are as bad as those you defy. So what would your tag be? And that's a negative one, right?
Yes. Let's see. Nighthawk changeable.
Or perhaps criminal.
Sure. Maybe,
duplicitous.
Duplicitous.
Oh, I like
Thanks, Ifrithiel. Duplicitous. But I will also take the publicly fought because she believes in her reasons.
And that would be your positive tag?
Yes.
Which is publicly fought to do what?
Fought to end the corruption. Would be the. Did you use Defender?
I ended up going with Defender, yes. But you can use the same one. There's no reason
sure.
you can't. And that gives you your 3rd positive tag.
Oh, snap!
So you can enact one of your positive reputation conditions, and there again, a mix of tags. So you can pick civilian or masked. Okay. And then just cross off which one you're enacting.
Oh, I did actually break another one too. Acted on a desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality to thieving.
Your duty is to thieving. Okay. What would your tag be?
That's a tough one. I don't know what you would call that.
It's it's like not sticking to your convictions.
Yeah.
Which there is a term for like someone who's doesn't.
Flip flop.
Yeah. Okay. Flip flop. And that's a negative tag, right?
Yeah.
All right. And masked or civilian, as a starling or as the. I guess this is a civilian
starling.
one. So remember that you gain a civilian negative tag or a mass negative tag. So they do kind of fit into the 2 different categories.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That would be the civilian.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with giving you that as a mass tag.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Anyone? We're good?
I'm gonna go with hero of the people. If I reveal my dual identity to a servant, they will assist me in any reasonable way I ask, whether I am wearing the mask or not.
All right. With the reputation concluded, it is time to go with rumors
And
scandals.
So many scandals.
So
Can we recap the ones
we can.
We shall.
So there are many rumors and scandals that have tokens, and so the ones that have tokens is that Eleanor has a secret lover. Hawthorne is looking for a wife. Eleanor has a pirate affiliation. Thomason is wooing Catherine. Thomason has a bird oh no, that one never got. Let me skip to the next one. Oh, and those are the ones that have tokens. The next ones are currently do not have tokens if we do not give them, what's the word that I'm looking for? Spread the rumor. If we do not spread these rumors, then they will go away at the end of this round. So Thomason has a bird fetish. Vigilantes and thieves are swarming Bath because of a diamond. And the auction house has poor security. So we will go around. Has anyone not started one of the rumors and scandals? I mean, the answer should be 3 people have not started.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've started.
I think
have
I've
not-
started.
Yeah, I think you
I
started.
think you
I
started.
started one.
So I'm
I think
so,
you're the
I'll
only
s-
one who...
Okay.
Go for
I'll
it.
start.
So you can spread or start a new rumor.
I want to start one.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
The Crawford estate is near bankruptcy.
ooh.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
Which way are we going?
We can go around this way.
Does that mean it's my turn?
I mean, if you have one, you can.
No,
go.
no, no. Go for it.
It would be mine then.
Oh,
Thanks.
okay.
Okay, so I will. Ooh. I will spread the rumor that the Earl of Somerset is terribly ill.
Ooh.
Mm.
Man, I want to confirm that one, but I'm gonna start one, which is Alexander Meticums has come. I know I'm gonna say it different every time. Has come to Oxford, or sorry, from Oxford, in search of a wife.
I'm gonna start a new one. Alexander, what was the author's name?
W.E. Partridge.
W.E. Partridge is in the town of Bath, here auditioning fine, wonderful women for his new book to star in it.
Seducing women.
Which is entitled "The 6 Strong Spears of Sparta."
Oh my
Thank you.
God.
Thank you. I was trying to come up with a name and I didn't have one.
I don't even know anymore.
6 strong spears of Sparta.
We were talking about Greece.
Yeah, no, I knew it needed to be
For
Greek. but-
character inspiration.
Ah. He's finding his muse. All right, Lizzie. And then remember, you're going to go twice.
Yeah. I am going to reinforce the rumor that vigilantes and thieves are swarming Bath
Okay.
Because it's true.
because I'm very interested
that
to
one
see
now
what
gets a
someone does
token.
with it.
As opposed to fading out.
Okay.
And I will reinforce the rumor that the Earl of Somerset is very ill.
All right.
So that one gets to start as well.
Spread the rumor, rather.
I can start.
Okay. And back to Scotland. You can reinforce one, spread it, or start a new one.
I'm going to reinforce that Alex is here looking for character inspiration.
Character inspiration.
Oh wait, not a wife?
Not a
Not
wife.
a
The
wife.
scandalous one.
Okay.
I'm gonna confirm. I'm trying to figure out which one.
He is pretty, but I am not marrying that man.
There's
In search
several
of
other
his
eligible people at
wife.
this table.
I'm gonna put whoever said it was gonna be you. Anyway, the
It's
Crawford
fine.
estate I have heard from many reputable sources is
Approaching
seen as-
bankruptcy.
Yes.
You are adding some fuel to this fire. Alright. Well, I was gonna reinforce my rumor. But you already did it, so let's start one more new one. I don't know. Oh, shoot.
On the fly rumor making.
It's much harder. The other one I did also come up with on the fly, which was a little bit easier because plots and shit. Plots and shit. Oh.
I have to read something from chat.
Oh.
What is
What?
it?
Info my head says, I like to think they're doing their rumors like taking the SATs. Eyes on your parchments, please. Fine.
Oh, let's do this. The monarch will be visiting Bath.
Oh.
Oh.
Where are you going with that?
We're out of room on this parchment. The monarch is coming.
The monarch is coming.
The monarch is coming.
Wait. Okay, sorry. That one was the monarch is visiting. Okay. One of the ones that I had set aside is the Prince Regent is coming to visit Bath
Yeah, it's the same
for
thing.
a party. Well, it's not, because
That's
the monarch
true.
is crazy. Thus, we have a Prince Regent. but-
George?
In this case, I use the term monarch
Okay.
historically loosely to indicate someone
Prince
of
Regent.
royalty. Yes.
Okay.
It can be any royal that
Then
we want it to
I
be.
will spread
Okay.
the Prince Regent
Yes,
is
that
coming to
can-
Bath for a party.
Prince Regent, here to party.
Yeah. So it's the monarch, the Prince Regent. It's essentially the most important person in
Yeah.
England. But in case we felt like being more historically inaccurate, it could be whoever we want. Yeah. Except Victoria. I won't let that, because that would be the wrong era.
I must say, we're not dressed right for that.
We are not in the Victorian era. Thank you very much. Do you not see this empire waistline? They might not be able to.
Scandalous.
All right.
Revealing.
So with that, we are going to cross off. Thomason has a bird fetish. That rumor dies
Before it lived.
As it was born.
as it was born, tweeting its last.
Silently into
Right.
that good night.
Goodbye.
It never flew free.
We'll also cross off the auction house has poor security, which at this point no one really cares about the auction house.
Diamond ain't going there.
That's not going there. And we will fade that Alex has come in search of a wife. So it didn't get a ticket. So, with that, as rumors and scandals, we come to our epistolary history. Letter writing. The letter writing. So, as a reminder, each of you can choose to pen a letter from yourself or from one of the connections that you control to whomever you wish. You can typically write 2 letters. I suppose letters written to more than one person all at the same time also still count as one letter. Does anyone have a letter they would like to pen?
I can.
I can go. So this one is from Leopold, and it's going to. Sorry, names hard. Eleanor, and it goes. Countess, I hope this finds you in good repair, and that you have had a good time here in Bath. I have things I need to discuss with you rather urgently. I know it's not necessarily proper to invite myself tomorrow, but I must do so. Perhaps for tea. I know that my protege, of sorts, my ward, goes to have continued lessons, perhaps at the end of one of hers. Again, I know this is improper, but I need your advice, even if the last time cost me greatly. And this ends with Leopold.
Okay, I have one from Harriet to Alex, because she has finally responded to the letter that he had sent. Dearest Alex, so full of disdain. Thank you for writing me. I have missed you as well.
You're ready from the grave, correct?
I'm in my coffin currently, as I am too ill to see you, and I still need time to consider your proposal. I would appreciate it if you gave me a great distance at this time and left me to be in Bath to enjoy this spring, summer, fall, whatever season it is, as long as I need to make up my mind. If you do come here, know that I will be greatly disappointed in you. But I have not made up my mind completely. Harriet, when she sends this.
Now here's the delightful kicker, which I'm going to spend my facilitator resolve token on, so you can receive this. We see you fold up the letter, put it in, and deliver it, and it goes in the mail, and the carriage drives up, and as that carriage is leaving towards London, the other carriage with Alex in it arrives in Bath. The letter is delivered, but he is not at home.
Well, she feels good about it at the moment in time, so
Yeah, no, she feels great in the moment, but you get that resolve token.
thank you. I'm gonna need it.
Technically, you could choose to reject the resolve token if you do not wish that to happen.
No, I accept it.
Okay.
I accept it.
Other letters.
Yes. A reply. My dear friend, Mr. Hawthorne, you are most welcome at my estate at any time. I look forward to receiving you. Hopefully, this time, or I shall endeavor this time, to have my advice be worth taking. And as you know, regret the last time. Catherine, you'll find, has been a quick study, though still a bit shy, so perhaps try to arrive after the lesson, not during. Kindest regards, Countess Eleanor Sharp.
I have a feeling like at this point the signature is no longer like Eleanor, it's just the Countess in huge letters, and then at the end, Eleanor Sharp.
Yeah. She John Hancocks it.
Yeah. Countess!
The Countess. Just get a stamp. So that's one. I have another if nobody else has another.
I will have one, which is that you will receive.
Okay.
Eleanor Sharp receives word from her business associates that, and in fact, this one is directly from the Earl of Somerset, thanking her for her excellent services in the delivery. The Dresden Green has arrived at his estate. The paperwork has been finalized, and he is quite pleased. It is as beautiful as was promised. Your company shall receive excellent recommendations from him for the services that they provided, taking on such a difficult and dangerous job. And then, of course, goes on to describe just how gorgeous the diamond is, and that he can't wait for it to be gifted to its intended recipient.
That negates the letter I was going to write, so give me a second.
Cool, that's
because
fine.
I'm still going to have another one to write.
I can do one in the meanwhile.
Cool.
This one comes from the Falconer, and it goes to the tree for one Nighthawk. Strangely enough, the constable is not there. In fact, he is elsewhere. You can see him mumbling as he has an official letter saying, "Stay away from the tree. Thank you, the authority." So, dash on a tree, it goes, Nighthawk, and then underneath, if any else one of you reads this, I will be most unpleased. I'm looking at you.
You can't look at me. I'm in the shadows.
I like that.
You may peer into the darkness, but you will see nothing.
As you're saying that, the dove and the starling are both looking at the letter, read that line, look at each other, and then just continue reading the letter.
Go on.
Please continue. We're reading.
Since I suppose you're reading this anyway, I shall speak to this.
You left it on a tree. What did you expect?
This is a tree of beds. This is for reading.
There is no honor among thieves.
You could have had it delivered directly. You have enough carrier pigeons. This is your doing, AJ.
There are so many subtweets in here.
There's a lot of subtweets on this tree.
As will. I would like to have the word with the infamous Nighthawk to talk about intentions. Let us meet at midnight at, let's say, Town Square by the oak tree in the shadows. I promise, as my honor as Englishmen, that there shall be no other agents there, nor shall you be under any threat of arrest. P.S. For the rest of you who read there, I am fine treating with you as well on a one-on-one basis. Please respect my wishes. P.S.S. The Falconer is a generational hero, which means there are many like it. Every generation has one. I may be old.
A slayer? The chosen one.
A man made of dust.
P.S.S. Sigh.
Sigh. He just writes the word sigh.
They write letters very funny from America.
America's a strange place. Well, it was a pleasure. Toodles.
Bye.
This message will self-destruct.
I think as you're leaving, the dove hands you a note, and this time just to you. It's a beautifully folded white bird. I learned from the best, and then wave goodbye.
Taste.
The note reads, well, if they're meeting in private, perhaps we should be in private, because I think our goals are not so disparate as their goals are with ours. I think we're on the same team. I believe that wealth should be shared. The rich are the worst. Eat them.
No.
And you just see the starling, you've never seen her this bright with joy. It's like just absolute redness. Just happiness.
Yes, any other letters?
The Countess would write one to the dove.
Okay.
Oh.
That was my initial plan, and then I was like, oh, diamond's out of my hands. All right, great. No problems at all. But I think she's going to write, Dearest Dove, some of my associates have, in the interest of ensuring the security of the Dresden Green, become aware and alerted me to the intentions of you and your associates. The diamond, now no longer my responsibility, legally, I do still feel beholden to it in some way. Perhaps I can be of use. Please respond. The Countess.
Okay.
I would like to pen a letter from Admiral Norbert Holden, who we have not heard from just yet. To refresh everyone's memory, this is through the Countess's uncle. Holden is a connection for privateering gains. He's been known to let slip unintentionally information about outlaws and other such wonderful things. Dearest Eleanor, how are you? It has been too long, and your uncle has kept me quite busy at London-y things.
London.
There's much here in the city, many drinking times and good things.
Oh, are you writing a letter to my dearest niece Eleanor?
Yes, I am.
Have another drink.
Yeah, I will. Do the children have drinks?
Oh, yes. And I put them to work in the chimneys.
That's fine. They'll be fine. It makes them healthy when they grow up. Chimney and all that goodness. Anyway, Eleanor, I am coming for a visit. It has been too long, and I have a good friend I think I'm going to bring with me. We shall see you soon.
Okay, thanks, bye. I said, okay, thanks, bye.
And it's just a bunch of, like, X's and kind of drunken scribbles. Sounds about right.
Accurate.
All right. With that, all the letters have been penned that wish to be penned. And we shall conclude this portion of the cycle. We shall come back to another rooftop phase for the second half of this cycle. So we're going to take a quick break, but before we do that, I will read out donations that have come through. Thank you, as always, in advance and after the fact for supporting us here at GeekSpaceTV. Your donations help pay for our cast to come here and defeat our pumpkin spice latte addictions.
You will never defeat my addiction to pumpkin spice latte.
And also our rent sometimes. and parking and other good things like that. So thank you so much for supporting us here at GeekSpaceTV and creating super awesome, fun content like this show full of crimey crimes. All right. Oh, good. There was one.
My
that
apologies
came in.
to the Englishman in the...
Let me
audience.
refresh this real fast. Apologies. They need
Very
it.
kind. Thank you.
All right.
Very
We have
sorry.
a few donations from today. The first one that came through is from the Irie. with 1428. Don't resort to the vultures on the street corner, hawking their wares, crying out like grackles. Come to the Eyrie, the supreme store featuring all your preening needs for your bright plumage, imported from such places as Turkey and English Guinea.
English Guinea. This is the Eyrie?
The Eyrie. Eyrie is perfect.
Oh.
The Eyrie that can go along with this shiny trinket.
And they sell what kind of wares? One more time?
They sell for store featuring all your preening needs for your bright
Preening
plumage.
needs, excellent.
Preening needs. Then we have one from the Shiny Trinket.
Oh, delightful.
Are you qualling at the Eyrie's prices? Come to the Shiny Trinket, where our prices are cheap enough to not bat an eye with a question mark. I want to point out the word bat had a question mark after it because they fly, but they're not birds, you see? Do you get it? Do you get the joke?
I love that the stores are battling.
An eye at now offering Raptor packing options. Come try our new wig selections, perfect for when you need heron at formal events.
I quit.
Nope.
We love you so
I love
much.
you so much. So very much.
Nope.
All right, the
I
next is
disown all of you. None of you are free of sin.
this is posted on the Crimey Crime message board with $30. Recant of your thieveries before fiery wrath comes for you. Come to the welcome embrace of Saint Nicholas, patron saint of repentant thieves, and receive the blessed forgiveness and walk in the truth and light. Cardinal Peregrine.
No. Oh.
This one's from William T.W. Hello, nothing fancy, just many thanks and anticipations of laughs. Well, I hope you have been thoroughly amused.
Thank you, William.
Thank you,
are
William.
the only one I'm keeping.
I'm making all of this other stuff canon in my mind, so I'm just committing it to memory.
The new steam engine treatise. Oh, good. Oh, good.
Oh, God. Oh,
Thrusting westward through many a pristine, unexplored valley cleft, the noble steam engine entirely extends girth and length proudly across the Americas. This treatise shall examine in vivid detail the vigorous world of railroads. Buy your copy today.
You can stay too.
I think that one's
was
allowed.
funny. No, that was funny.
That one's allowed. Thank you. Thank you.
What have I
for
done?
that.
I mean, I don't know if you did it. I think maybe Lauren and I did it. It's fine.
That's amazing.
You did mention trains. You did
You
tee it up.
You teed it up, and we just
We-
hole in one. All right. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you after our fit of giggling subsides. Go get some water, stretch, do all of the things, enjoy our fan art, and we shall return shortly for more viewing pleasure. Hello. And welcome. I definitely didn't forget to put my mask on.
Nor did I.
And then failed to shove it on my face repeatedly.
It's fine.
That would
switched
be
to water.
most unbecoming. I'm glad you were like vibrating, were you?
A little bit. Turns out you know it's red. It's non-caffeinated tea.
I was gonna say you have blood in your teeth.
It's fine.
She will soon.
It's October, the month for the witching.
Your
right.
something
Well then. Hello and welcome back. You are watching a Good Society RPG, their sense, sensibility, and swordsmanship version, aka a combination of Jane Austen's novels with masked identities and dual identities such as Zorro and the Scarlet Pimpernel. So tonight we are playing through the escapades of our various characters as they currently work to stop the plot of one Viscount Charles Lansdowne in his hopes to get his hands upon a famous diamond known as the Dresden Green. So, as some reminders before we dive straight into our action, tomorrow night we have our final episode of High School Royale, in which we find out whether or not the tardigrades hashtagonists can ever truly prevent the end of the world.
Hashtagonists?
They're antagonists.
There's
but
lots of
it's
mannies.
They're not really protagonists.
We're not protagonists.
Just antagonists.
It is. I am a teenager who has stabbed way more people than would be reasonable.
How many mannies did you stab?
I have stabbed 0 mannies because the mannies are terrifying. But I have removed arms of people. No one dies in the games of excellence.
They just get maimed.
They just get
Horribly and beyond
horribly
recognition.
So anyway, that's tomorrow night. You should check that out. And then next week we bring back EPK on Monday night, followed by Tuesday night, our final episode of A Manner of Speaking, to the point. And then Wednesday we may have some shorter content. We won't have an RPG, but we will potentially be hosting a thing that I'm potentially doing, but I don't know because planning things is difficult. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll let you know exactly what's happening as soon as I know. Secrets. And I think that's pretty much our final announcement is we have a better way of getting your fan art in our fan art slideshow. I hope you enjoyed it during our break. You can tweet at us if you use the hashtag GSFanart. I think it also probably work on Instagram, because that's how hashtags work.
Yeah.
We should double check, but...
Yeah, the only reason it's Twitter is because that's where most of it shows up, and we're not necessarily checking Instagram, and our social media manager just left the room.
I will
so we
confirm
can't
with
ask
later.
him.
But we will confirm that tomorrow night. But it definitely works on Twitter. We will get, if you hashtag anything with hashtag GSFanart, then we can include it in our fan art slideshow. If you would like to be credited, you only need to fill out the link which is available in our Discord, or you can just ask us for it on Twitter. You only need to fill it out once, and then we can give you credit for any of the images that you submit. Otherwise, we'll just include the Twitter handle that you send it with.
The whole point of this is to make it easier for all of you people that are doing wonderful, wonderful fan art that we want to include, so you don't have to fill out the form every single time, because that's dumb. This way, you just include the hashtag when you tweet out your wonderful, wonderful fan art, and if you want us to link you, if you haven't already filled out the form, which you may already have done so, then fill it out once, linking to your Twitter, so that we know, and we can attribute it. That's it.
Quick question, social media, Steamy Dreamy Managerini.
Yo, what's up?
If they include hashtag GSFanart on Instagram, will we be able to catch it there too?
Yeah.
Cool. Instagram works too. I know some artists like the Instagram. Maybe. He just said yes!
Well, yeah, but if he says that it's hard to collect on there.
That's
Hashtag.
true. It is a little bit harder. It is slightly less reliable.
So the maybe is, okay, I'll talk
if
to
you-
Marcus and make sure.
If you
I mean,
tag
it's
us, you
doable.
can tag us on
Okay,
Instagram.
it's theoretically doable. You might need to let us know it's there, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Okay.
With that,
Anyway.
now that hashtag GSFanart, we'll get your fan art, do it on the places that use the hashtags, and also probably add us because that's the easiest way to make sure we see it. Thank you, we love fan art, it's great, and we want to put it in our videos. With that, who are you?
Hi everyone, my name is Algernon Bolden, and for tonight I'm playing Leopold Hawkins, the Dowager, and Widower, who is coming back from America and is secretly the falconer, the hero of Britain.
No.
Who is
Back since Charlemagne? God, he's old.
also hashtag Team Salute Your Shorts.
Man, just rubbing salt in the wound. I will referee this fight. I will just say I want a clean fight.
And you are
Hi.
our referee.
I'm Scotland, and I'm at hashtag Pumpkin Spice Forever. At level 2-3. I may have had one too many of those. Please don't drink more than 3.
Your daily recommended
Your daily
PSL.
recommended dose, and I don't think it's the caffeine. I think it's the sugar. I might be dying, but I'm playing Harriet McNamara, otherwise known as the Starling, here for some crimey crimes.
On the plus side, the Starling is dead. Or I should say, Harriet is dead.
Harriet is dead. She is now dead. She is no longer. No. Quick, please take this from me. Take the ball.
You're doing really well, though.
I didn't. Am I using a monologue token for my opening? Like, I'm panicking.
Go.
Hi, everybody. My name is
Competition.
Lizzie the Bold. Find me on the Twitches and the Twitter @Lizzie the Bold, where I stand a dude rancher, and I am playing Thomas and Crawford, the illustrious paragon of virtue and all things awesomeness. And that's by day, and by night, coincidentally also paragon of virtue and all things awesomeness, Nighthawk, vigilante of Bath, sworn nemesis of Sterling. Starling.
Archer?
The sparrow. The hawk of the darkness. I don't fucking know. Your turn to save me.
What did they put in our pumpkin spice latte?
I don't know. I didn't get one. I got a vanilla latte. So clearly this is on you two.
I'm drinking tea.
No, I'm her nemesis-sister.
Well pun, Lizzie. Well pun.
No, that wasn't a pun.
Yeah, it
Yes,
was.
it was.
No.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was truth.
So anyway, I'm Anna Geeks. I'm the CEO here at GeekSpaceTV, and I am also a variety broadcaster and a picture taker on my Instagram thing. So I am Anna Geeks here on Twitch, Twitter, and Anna Geeks AFK on Instagram. Yeah, I missed everybody doing the thing.
I did it for
AJ
like.
did.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine.
you could.
I started
The
it.
VODs! Play
like,
the VODs!
I mean,
I've been doing it
it's
for
sad.
2 weeks
I got
now.
your back.
The
It's
one
sad.
week when I stop,
It's
he
just
does
sad.
it.
I
And
mean-
now all of a sudden, you know
It's
what?
really a shame
You and I are breaking
that
up.
nobody loves me anymore.
What? I just did the geeks for you. I did the geeks.
I started
This is
that.
over.
I started it, and I feel like I didn't get the credit that I
This
deserve.
is the last show I'm doing on GeekSpace
no,
TV.
don't
say
Oh,
No,
now
okay,
we feel
see.
bad, don't we?
You can't say that because it
And I am Random Tuesday. I will be your facilitator for this evening, and I think I'm going to be facilitating Lizzie's murder. 30% of the cast.
All right, I want a good, clean fight. I don't know who you're fighting at this point.
Me and Scotland are cool.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well, I guess two
Samesies
fifths
for
of this
poisoning.
Just remember, Eat, Pray, Kill cast members stick together.
cast. All right. So anyway, welcome back. With that, we are going to jump straight into our next rooftop phase. The rooftop phase is where our masked crusaders get up to their masked crusading, where they can attempt to do daring deeds and such other nonsense. And I believe there was some invitations sent for specific individuals to meet. Now, we can start with the Falcon's invitation to the Nighthawk.
Oh, yes.
You will note there is a conspicuous absence of any white-clad figure in this particular scene. She is choosing not to attend, letting you have your crimey crimes or law talks.
What about me says crying crimes?
That's why I said law.
Fine.
I don't know whether or not the Starling will be there, but we will frame a scene by... Are you meeting by the meeting tree, or are you meeting somewhere else?
It is near town square by a large oaken tree.
Okay.
In the shadows.
In the
In
shadow.
the shadows, by the large oak tree near the town square.
shadows.
at the last strike of
Who
midnight.
knows?
Dung. No, that's
Shadow
the wrong
knows.
reference.
And there the Falcon sits, smoking a pipe, waiting for his guest to arrive.
Coming, walking down the street. Cape swaying.
Sashay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The Nighthawk arrives very punctual. She really prides herself on her punctuality.
She's a punctual bird.
She's a very #punctual bird.
Is she an early bird?
No, right on time.
Right on time.
Right on, and which honestly is a bit of a superpower, because how can you be that concerned about being on time and not be constantly annoyingly early for everything?
Yeah. Did she just wait like a street away?
And sitting on a tree not too far away is the starling and her sea star.
What is the Starling Sister's secret identity? Like, or secret name?
She has one yet. She's
No.
got to earn it.
She has to earn it.
She has to earn her secret identity. She's toying with a few.
See,
I've
watch.
never seen
Watch,
the
sister.
gamers.
Watch.
So,
Would you like some snacks?
You have arrived.
Falconer,
crunch.
I received your invitation. You do realize that there is no possible way in which the others did not read it.
No, I'm hoping they respect my privacy, though.
You, sir, are a little bit delusional. But that's all right. You have not dealt before with my nemesis, the Nighthawk.
Perhaps not.
This is where it gets
And he taps out the thing before reaching to his cape and pulling out a violin as he begins to play. And as he does, he talks quieter than the music.
Where were you even holding that?
And
Your
the-
cape is quite voluminous. I'm actually a little bit impressed, but also wondering who your tailor is, because, you know, it doesn't really look like it would that much get in the way, but to hold a whole violin back there.
Sister, I brought you here to see this. I mean, I know we can't hear them, but
It's still a delight to
it's
watch.
not the point. Yeah, I just wanted them to act like fools, and I knew they were going to. I just wanted you to be here to
a
see.
violin in his entire
I don't
cape.
know. He's from the days of Charlemagne, though.
you-
So
Good.
maybe
Wow,
he's
he's
made of
old.
violins or something. Maybe it's the only thing holding him together.
You're really quite dapper, you know.
Yes, I hate to say it, but the ringmaster made sure I had the latest accoutrements.
The Falconer. Falconeer. You're the Falconer. The pumpkin spice latte has got to me, I'm sorry.
Oh, is that season again?
It is. It is. You should hurry down to the
Smell
cafe.
the cinnamon in the air.
You should hurry down to the cafe. Anyways, you called me here for a reason, I assume.
Yes, I had a simple question for you. Why do you do what you do?
You mean, why do I forego a restful night's sleep to instead stalk the streets of Bath, looking for criminals to thwart and innocents to save?
I would have just said, work at night, but that does as well, but...
Well, I find that during the day, people tend to be a little more around.
But...
And all things nefarious, as we know, happen in the darkness, happen in the shadow.
in more ways than one.
And therefore, in order to thwart it, one must become one with the shadow, one with the night.
Are you sure you don't know my android master?
Sorry, my hair keeps getting in front of my eye. I really need to cut these bangs.
But why the secrecy? You know
Why
that
the secrecy?
there are many agencies, legitimate agencies, that could always use intelligent officers, those that are master both of sword and of pen.
Sir, I have no wish to be the... And I say this with all due respect for the incredible illustriousness and honor of your career. I have no desire to be anyone's lackey. I am my own person. It is very rare in this day and age for a woman to be able to say such things, but no one controls my destiny but myself.
Yes, that is true and noble, but have you ever thought of generations after you? you save a city. You save people every day. Have you ever thought actions that can make daughters and their daughters' not have to worry about the same constructs that we must struggle with on these days?
Have you not thought that individuals' lives matter just as much as those of the masses? That there is no less good to be done upon a smaller scale than there is for the country as a whole, that perhaps both are needed in order to maintain an order?
Oh, by all means. I do believe there are those that need to hunt down petty criminals. And as I say that, I actually stop the music so that petty criminals can be heard.
Look at them being puffy and being silly. We did invite that.
Trying to make a point.
I did say we were going to meet the dove here as well.
Here.
Yeah, no, I let her know that we'll be in the other tree.
There's a lot of trees in the area.
Yeah, it's quite nice though.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it easy to do this. They never look.
No one looks up.
No.
It's very hard to in the mask.
But yes, petty thieves. But the thing I've learned over my years is that when you take down one, there will be another, and then another, and another after that. For as many do-gooders, there are do-nares.
Ne'er-do-wells.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Grammar was not my specialty.
Sir, while this may be true, it is as true on a small scale as it is on a large scale. No matter how many corrupt government agencies and evil foreign powers you fell, there will always be a new head of the Hydra.
Sadly, that is true as well, which is why we always look for esteemed people who have graduated from
Are
smaller
you trying to
concerns.
offer me a job?
I'm just evaluating
You
the
said that there
future.
was only one falconer.
And so there is. But as you say, I'm getting relatively stiff. I am
Please
old.
don't. after the rail thing, I just don't. I don't think that was the right choice of words.
I do not know what you're talking about.
Sir, no.
It looks like it's gotten really awkward all of a sudden.
Why is she blushing?
Sir, no.
don't- I can see it through the mask.
There'll be a time when I will not be able to do my duties anymore.
Sister, this is killing
Do
me.
you hear snickering?
I feel as if this word was once said and had to be changed because people can't keep straight face.
Go ahead, do your duty, sir. It's all right. Welcome to my hell. It usually happens on Wednesday nights, but you know.
Look, you struggle with it just as much as all of us.
No.
There was a reason we changed it.
I mean, I snickered too.
And whether retirement or an early grave, someone must continue the exertions of being the falconer. It is my duty as much to uphold the tradition as it is to look forward to generations afterwards. Just think about it.
I will.
Just then, a constable's whistle is heard.
Uh-oh.
Ooh!
See, this is why we sit in the trees. Sister.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Stop! Stop right there! I've changed his voice because the one that I did last week was really, really painful.
He had a cold last week.
Yeah, he had a cold last week. Stop! That is the Nighthawk! Nighthawk, hold! Do not resist! Arrest!
Remember what your name is, even though I'm the one who made
Constable
it up.
Dunwich.
Constable. That is the sound of
The
Constable
law.
Dunwich.
Here comes Constable Dimwit.
Oh, good one, sister.
And
I must away.
And there's a deputy running behind him too.
Oh, look, he brought a friend this time.
Oh,
We will meet again.
together.
Stop! Obey the law!
Yes, sir. And she turns, and as the constable begins to run towards her, bows, and then turns and runs off into
I think
the
you get
night.
that resolve token.
Give it to me.
And the falconer doesn't even move. He just straightens his lapels and just waits as the constable.
He has an asthma attack and has to take a break for a few seconds.
And it's,
The deputy's just sort of standing there like, "Do you want me to go? I'll go."
Yes, yes, keep going.
Constable,
Masked individual, you are under arrest.
do you know who I am?
You are a masked hoodlum. The law should not be taken into private citizens' hands. You, sir, are under arrest.
Dear sir, do you believe me just a private citizen? Do you believe me against the law? Sir,
Only hooligans wear masks.
but sir, I am the law.
Dun dun!
And now, sister, we will see if we will be betrayed. This is actually quite good.
I was gonna say that was probably where we could call scene, but
Yeah, I think so. All right. As that scene is happening, somewhere across the city of Bath, a white-caped individual flits, across the rooftops, and eventually makes their way to the estate belonging to one such Countess Eleanor Sharp. You probably find the window strangely open for them. And like a pot of tea waiting on the table in her office and a fire going, and they sort of hesitate for a moment, and then she slips in the window and sort of stands there looking around.
the dove, I presume.
Oh God, you came out of the shadows. Normally people have masks when they do that. Countess Sharp.
Of course. You are in my home.
Yes, and you did invite me.
This time.
Yes.
You have a particular interest. Please, tea?
Certainly. She sits down and she mostly just holds the cup of tea.
Right. The Countess pours it all in front of her first, into each cup, and deliberately takes a sip.
It's good tea. Did you import it yourself?
Of course. Recently, you've taken a particular interest in one special item that was under my care and thankfully is no more.
Yes, that does make things less complicated for me.
I suppose I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, yes, but it's more just then I only have one person's interest in it to worry about, unless you are still interested in an item that I presume you have already been paid to deliver.
Of course. However, as my faithful agents have informed me of your exploits of recent moments, I find myself still interested in the diamond.
For what reason? What do you stand to gain?
Sorry, the computer just made a really weird noise.
It's
and I
been
really wish
making
it
weird
stopped doing
noises
that.
all night.
Right? It's been doing that a lot lately, and I don't know why, because it's a solid state drive. So that's not the hard drive spinning up. Anyway.
Monologue token.
On
the Countess. You may finish your sentence first.
Oh, I got distracted by what sounded like the computer farting.
It really does.
Right? So, I was like, what was I saying?
No, but now you're monologuing.
I am also interested in the diamond. That's where you left off.
So she was saying, I find myself still interested in the diamond as well. So monologue is, there's probably not a lot going on in her head right now. That's the problem. She's trying to get, not in monologue sense. So give me a minute here.
You could also just describe kind of inner thinking too.
She's trying to get a read on the dove. The dove has already said a couple of things that are interesting and of note. to a discerning mind and an investigative mind. She's also probably paying attention to how the dove is drinking her tea and sitting and thinking, this is vaguely familiar. And she has commented on how she would have been concerned with the Countess's interests if the Countess were still the protector of the Dresden Green. So this is very interesting. And so she's probably just running through who she thinks this person is in her head and hasn't picked up on Catherine yet, but given enough time and conversation, she might. So that's probably what I've got for a monologue. Sorry.
So what interest do you have in it?
Women are not... Perhaps I should say I am less interested in the diamond and more in the circumstances around it. I'm intrigued by your principles, such as I have heard of them. But in particular, I do not wish to see an innocent woman harmed. Do not believe... Well, my politics are of no concern. I will help you protect the diamond. I, of course, have extensive resources, all the more now that I've been paid, of course. And I'm no slouch with a blade myself.
I have heard you are quite skilled with a weapon.
Several, in fact.
Perhaps cutting wit as well.
I do hope.
I appreciate your offer. I hope that your assistance never... Well, your willingness to assist does not come into conflict with anything else that I might be doing.
Such as?
I care little who ends up with possession of the diamond, unless it involves the Viscount. The Earl, the Viscount, none of them earned their wealth. None of them did anything to deserve their position or stature. You, Countess, purchased your title, earned some of your place here. I have reason to believe you are perhaps more deserving of it than them. But I do not believe that riches are to be owned by only a few. There are too many people starving in this world. So if the diamond should happen to fall into someone's hands other than the Earl's, I care very little for that.
It would be... Being involved in the brokerage of the diamond, I know almost exactly how much it cost the Earl. So, what of the young woman? I can't remember if it was his daughter or his niece.
daughter.
His daughter. What of the Earl's daughter? Are you not depriving her of this wealth as well?
What did she do to earn it?
Has she had the opportunity?
No. And she might, in time. I doubt the Earl will go bankrupt should this diamond not be gifted to whoever its intended recipient was.
It's fair. I believe that the Viscount is not the only wrong hands.
I I am sure you are correct on this.
But now that it is no longer under my protection, per se, I can't complain too much if it does not end up in the Earl's hands.
Thank you for your assistance. I look forward to working with you again.
I'm sure it will be interesting.
She flits out the window, dashes across the rooftops, and is gone. Flush. You are left sipping your tea. And at that point, she comes running to the farther tree. It's like after the constable has left from their face-off and you're waiting with your sea star.
Dove, are you all right?
Whew, sorry, I had a previous meeting I needed to attend.
You missed quite a show. What did
Was it good? You tell me all about it. I'm so sad I missed it.
The two others showed up, as expected, as we read.
Of course, yes. I don't know why they posted that on the posting tree.
It was amazing. The ancient one played a violin to
He's
mask
a
their
violinist
voice.
as well. Do you think he might have won that in like a deal with the devil or something?
Yeah, perhaps. He didn't
He
fiddle
seems
it on
that
the
old.
roof, though. So, it's either.
I have heard that's the most peculiar sight.
It is.
It might not mean a thing, but then again, it might.
Well, anyway, come join us. This is my sister, and we'll just introduce.
Oh, hi! Yes.
Anyway. So they talked for a bit. It looked like a huff situation, and then the constable came and then
Oh, the constable.
chased them away.
You know, I find it hilarious that the Nighthawk, the one that is trying to catch the criminals, is the one that is being hunted by the constable.
It's fantastic.
It's a strange turn of events.
It's fantastic. So, thank you for coming, and thank you for asking for a meeting, because I feel like we are on the same page. Perhaps for different motivations, and
I think so.
perhaps I owe you a bit of a story.
I'm listening. I
Would
do
you-
like a good yarn.
Would you like to know how I came to this
Life of crime.
crimey crimes?
Your life of crimey crimes. I would like to hear about the timey times before your crimey
The
crimes.
timey times, in the old timey times. My
Elsa
sister.
produces popcorn.
Popcorn, there's tea. We're in a tree
We're
still.
in a tree, yes.
Yes. In those times, I was not rich. I did not come from a rich family. I was a servant, along with my sister and the rest of my family, to a rich earl that was always cruel to us.
That seems to be the way of the
Judiciously
rich.
cruel. They would blame us constantly for their problems and woes, or their friendships, or whatever, not having their way with a certain people, or getting a certain thing that they desired, and they would just take it out on us. And one day they went too far, and they blamed my father for crimes that he didn't commit, had him taken away. I never saw him again.
I'm so sorry.
My mother passed of sadness, and eventually that house had us all thrown out because we couldn't be dealt with. So I found my sister a place to go in London and other cities, and we tried to work. We tried to take back what we had. But then when I saw that man again, even richer than he was before, because he had been so invested in some railroad thing.
Trains.
I hate trains. I hate trains. I just felt compelled to take everything from him, because he had taken everything from me. And so I did. I took everything I possibly could from that house, because I still knew how to get in. The new staff that he had hired still had no idea what they were doing. And I was clumsy at it, but it felt good. It felt good to bring money to, those who had been removed from their position before. And I just never stopped doing it. And eventually it led me to a life being able to provide help and assistance to others. Yes, I keep a lot of it. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I like stealing things. Let's be clear about that. It's grown on me. But the reason behind it is true. The reason behind it is that I hate them so much for all they take without even thinking. And I think it's important that you know that, because I feel that we're on the same page.
At the very least, I think we're on similar ones. Perhaps of the same page of two slightly different versions of the same book.
Very fair. I mean, are you happy here?
Oh, lords, no. I despise my position.
Why stay?
Because I believe I can leverage it for some good. If someone is going to suffer in this world, I suppose better me than someone else if I could prevent it.
But to martyr yourself when you can help others in a different way.
I am helping. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm trying to steal the diamond. And if the diamond should fall into the hands of someone more not noble or deserving necessarily, but just not the Earl. The Earls, the rich, the landed gentry of England have done nothing to earn their position.
No.
And they care nothing for those beneath them other than what they can provide. I remember Nottingham. That's where it's from. My parents were very charitable. In fact, to a point that we did not have the same wealth that our station should have afforded us. And that did not go over well with... And she sort of trails off, realizing she's kind of divulging perhaps more than she should. Regardless, I saw what good giving things to people can do. And I remember the stories of Robin Hood, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, keeping only what one needs. I do not need great wealth or great riches, but certainly if I had any portion of what the diamond was worth, I could make many people's lives much better.
I agree. And
I
think...
am more than happy to help you steal it, and you may keep and do with what you will with your share.
Again, the reason I tell you all of this is because I do feel like I can trust you, and I want you to come with us after we are done here.
As tempting as it is to leave, I'm not sure I'm cut truly for a life of crime.
No one ever is.
I will consider your generous offer, and if we are successful in absconding with the diamond, then perhaps there will be much more for me to look for outside of Bath than in it. We do still need to convince the other two that we're going to merely stop the Viscount.
I suspect...
Sorry, did we not agree that they were, like, we knew they were going to steal it? That was my impression of that whole conversation.
You are aware. Like, we didn't agree that they're going to steal it, but you accepted that that's probably what we're going to do.
Okay.
What, you thought that you weren't sure about the dove.
I know, you guys keep talking about it like it's a secret, and I didn't think it was a secret.
No, okay. I think it's known that the starling is going to steal it. The dove is somewhat a questionable agent, possibly more on the side of stealing. I'm not sure where your character's
okay, yeah, okay.
But we should... Otherwise, they will simply hunt us down. We find a way to convince them, perhaps easier to convince them that I have no intention of stealing the diamond, and am working with them.
Possibly. We'll have to discuss it more, but we will need to perhaps find a way to dupe them. I suspect that although one of their intentions is possibly good, that Nighthawk, the ancient one, I have no...
I think he works for an establishment, and establishments rarely want the status quo to change.
Agreed.
They thrive off of the status being quo.
Agreed.
Perhaps if we consider who they might be behind the mask as well. to leverage it.
It's been my aim for quite some time.
Do you have any clues?
I have some suspicions. You are familiar with the small starlings I leave.
Yes. I've heard of them. I've seen a few.
Well, I found one in a home, but I'm not sure if I left it there or not. It's possible that it could have been sold or picked up or taken, so I can't make assumptions. That's it. That's the only clue I've had. I suspect we will probably find more clues as the days go on, but we should probably look.
What was the household?
Are you familiar with Tomlinson? The character of Tomlinson?
The Crawfords.
The Crawfords, thank you.
The Crawfords are a well-known family, yes.
Coo. Just a pigeon here.
Crawford!
Thank you. Thank you, Pigeon. Helpful Pigeon.
Just hear the Crawford! I have indeed heard of the Crawfords.
Well, I went to burgle that home, but it looked like one of my pins had already been there, but I do not remember stealing anything from there. So I found it odd, and I left it be.
I will see what else I can learn. Thank you for sharing this with me. I'm grateful to have your trust.
Grateful to have yours as well. Remember what I offer.
It will be hard to forget. Especially when you have a very expensive diamond in your possession. And she sort of mumbles and then flits away into the night. All right. Any final nighttime dealings and wheelings? No? If not, then we shall conclude the rooftop phase. And bring us to the story phase. Now, I had planned, but I don't remember if there were meetings that people really wanted to have. But I was thinking, there's a party that we have alluded to.
Yes.
A gathering of many individuals. And perhaps it is time that we jump straight to the celebration.
I don't know if you wanted your scene to...
You can do that either next week if you want to go straight to the party as flashback.
It's up to you.
No, let's go straight to the party and we'll finish that later.
Okay.
You could also, we can do a quick vignette of that scene too.
Okay.
That's totally fine.
Want to do that really quick?
It's up to you. It's your scene, really.
Yeah, I think you were the one who instigated it, so it's up to you. Do you want it to happen now, before the
Yeah, we'll do this as a party really quick. So, at the very end of one of Catherine's sword fights, Leopold will invite himself in as somewhat familiar, greet himself, and he'll wait.
She whisks away.
It's a gigolo.
I was actually going to say, Catherine, I do have business with Mr. Hawthorne, but if you would like to join us for a moment of tea, you're more than welcome.
No, I should be leaving. I know what you were trying to do. You would be an chaperone, perhaps should not.
We're old friends.
Yes, old, indeed, friends, and you wives. I'm leaving now. Thank you. It was a pleasure. She is thinking of the rumors she has heard about all of them.
I was just gonna say monologue token. Where is
She's
that?
already had one.
Ah, damn. Right, that's fine. It's fine.
She blushes easily.
That she does.
You're really enjoying it.
Maybe a little. She's a bit too pure for my tastes.
As she's taking to the sword?
She has, quite well, in fact.
Good. Would you mind me being improper for a second?
Absolutely.
Good. I'm finding myself really tired of this propriety that Britain has. America has its rough edges, but at least it can be casual at times.
Society is certainly restrictive.
Yeah, and really the best part of me being here is long since gone. I wasn't quite honest with you. While I love Mary very much, she and I have a complicated relationship, and that wasn't the only reason why I need to come to Bath. I need to retire soon from affairs, and it's my duty to find the next step, not for just me, but for another as well. And I thought Catherine might be... She's special. I thought so a long time ago. She has grace. She has wit. Way more wit than her uncle will ever give her credit for. And I think beyond her eyes, she has a conviction. That's a rarity here. Usually, those that enter the service do so out of greed. I'm thinking if someone is pure, maybe they can be a proper ringmaster.
Does Eleanor know anything about the Falconer?
She knows the names Ringmaster and Falconer before.
So would she make the connection now?
Yes.
I think I see what you are proposing. And while... it's possible.
It's not gonna be easy to sell, I'll tell you that.
She is, as you say, I think it might be possible. But it would take time.
I don't think we have time. Mary was the first woman to ever take the position of the ringmaster, and I don't think Wallingford's gonna give it up easily.
You just hear that noise in the distance. It travels really far.
I will, now that I know what you're truly after with her lessons, I will see what I can see.
Monologue token. Take it, AJ.
This is gonna be a flashback, and this is actually be over the course of 15 years.
It's gonna be a long flashback.
It's gonna be just short ones. It's gonna be in the Americas. There's gonna be men fighting with rifles, and then in the dark, a flash of action as the Falconers come to save the day. And as he does, he writes a letter, and it flies by dove over the course.
To England?
Well, it's gonna go.
Time.
No, it's gonna fly by dove to messenger, and then by boat, and then eventually.
Okay, it's gonna be like, that's a real impressive bird.
Thank you for
How do
ruining
you
my story.
train such birds to do such things?
And it'll end up in Bath, actually, as it ends up into the same house that is now the Hawthorne estate. As a much younger Mary takes the letter and dozens other like it, as she sends letters to many other agents as the spy master of England. Fast forward 10 years later, as there's a private letter saying that the Falconer is going to give up his mantle so he can finally live his life with his wife. And then, a year ago, a letter from one Tolly Wallingford saying that a new ringmaster, one Falconer, has taken over the reins and you cannot retire yet. And it comes to now at this point. And every time the lines on Leopold's face just grow a little bit heavier. And he sits there. I would have retired about 5 years ago. No, I would have retired 10 years ago if I could. I can't until Wallingford's gone. He doesn't want the Falconer. He wants power. And as soon as I vacate that position, he's going to put a pawn there. I have minds of who I want my replacement to be. But until he's gone, I will not give up the mantle.
Was that monologue or out loud?
That was out loud.
That last bit
Okay.
was out loud.
So I'm not quite sure I'm understanding. You were hoping to retire as soon as possible, but you can't until...
Till my handler's gone. You see, the secret of Britain is they don't trust the autonomy of any one figure. They always have two. One in the shadows, act as agent. And
It's
one
a secret I wouldn't have known.
and one who orchestrates, never to play the sword, but with the pen. There's never one but two.
And so how do you propose retiring your handler?
You know?
Well, you are good with the sword.
Like a chicken no longer needed and needed for dinner. Good night.
I believe you do owe me a marker for years ago. I plan on calling it in.
There are limits to such things. Are you proposing what I think you're proposing I do?
I propose you use your creativity. It doesn't have to be so final. It just has to stick, so to speak.
Damn.
I owe you much,
This is taking a turn.
but this will require thought.
Just think about it. There's not much time. I had far more time when I was in that prison. But good day.
Good day.
Prison.
Drop that backstory bomb right there.
Scandalous.
And with that, we cut to
Party time!
party time at the Hawthorne Estate. Please, it is your estate, Leopold Hawthorne. What does this party entail? What does it look like?
It looks like a party you expect for someone who doesn't have as much money as they used to. It is good. There are decent bands. There's decent food.
Is there
So
a
there's
band
dancing.
orchestra?
There's a 4-piece string quartet.
Nice.
Is there dancing?
There is dancing.
Scandalous.
It's proper dancing. But, you know, things are a little bit tarnished. There's not brand new finery as one would expect, especially given the fact that it was a rush job of only less than a fortnight. All things considered, historically speaking, people will remember this as a decent time, but there's going to be many balls like this in the next coming week, and this one will soon be forgotten.
Well, yes, there is one coming for the Earl. I don't remember if I gave all of you the invites for that. No, I meant to do that in the last epistolary. It's fine.
But
It's all
for-
good.
Hangover letters.
Flashback.
We'll do that in the next one.
But if anything, people will remember this night as forgettable, like the Hawthorne Estate soon will be without proper care.
Mwah.
So I think Charlotte and Catherine and Thomason arrived together. Yes, I'm
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
So Catherine and Thomason, they'll come and you know their party dresses. I suppose they're each other's. No. Catherine has tried to slip the Viscount, but he probably came with her. They probably all three of them went with the Viscount. It was an awkward carriage ride.
And Thomason is actually usually she is a little bit more at least sociable. She knows how to play the game, so she is at least chatty and warm in an appropriate way. But this carriage ride with the Viscount, she seems almost cold. As her attitude towards the Viscount, while polite, is nowhere near as
She does
sociable
not
as it
notice.
used to be.
Because he is the only one talking. When I was about, I'm so looking forward to this party, but I'm sure it will be nothing like the one for next that the Earl will be hosting very soon. Did you know? Blah, 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 blah. And so on and so forth.
And when they arrive at the party, Thomason puts her arm in links the elbows with Catherine. I keep wanting to call you Charlotte.
I keep wanting to call myself Charlotte, and I think it's because I played Charlotte in the last game.
I think so. She links arms with Catherine and says, "Oh, if you'll excuse us, Viscount," and ushers her friend off into the crowds.
Disappear into the party. As they wander in, Catherine will kind of turn to you. So I've been trying to talk with your sister. She's mostly been dancing around the subject. I don't think she hates you entirely. I think she just thinks you don't understand her.
She has never made any attempt to reach out to me.
Have you tried talking to her?
Multiple occasions.
Before you cut her out? Or before she left?
Before she left. Before she left to be with our uncle.
Yes.
Of course we spoke. Mostly argued towards the end.
About what?
There is not enough in the estate to have continued to secure both of us. There was simply not enough income, and as everything was in my name, I was trying to secure her an income. She did not quite appreciate it.
How were you trying? You were trying to find her a husband, weren't you?
I was trying to find someone that she would like, thinking perhaps at least in that way that she would be taken care of.
Why didn't you marry and leave her money? You could have just given it to her.
It was all Mother and Father spoke of, was that she needed to be married, was that was the way of things, and that I was then expected to be married. I don't know. Perhaps I was foolish, perhaps I was slightly vindictive.
Perhaps you should tell her that. Oh, look! And at that moment, I'm going to spend the resolve token. You can fight over this. You are there. We can backtrack as to what the Countess was doing up to that point, but Catherine has 100% steered Thomason towards the bike, towards the Countess.
That is totally my token.
Whatever.
How many tokens do you have?
I spent one earlier.
You still have 5 bajillion.
No.
Just keeping them in secrets. Secrets.
In my coin purse that Claudia made me. Because she's amazing.
She's pretty great.
It is a dice.
So up until that point, where
Sorry.
was the Countess? How did Eleanor get there?
Eleanor probably came with some foreign dignitary or noble on her arm. Just, you know.
Just 'cause.
Just some small country's princess or something.
Monaco.
Yeah, the Princess of Monaco. So they're just, variously mingling and whatnot.
And at that moment, oh look, Charlotte. Oh, sorry, Charlotte.
See, everyone's just Charlotte.
Lady Spencer. Sharp.
Countess.
God, I just used both my characters' names from last time.
Would you like to try one more time?
Yeah, let's try one more time. Countess Sharp. It's so good to see you here. Oh, I'll fetch us some drinks. And then she beelines away, leaving the two of you there.
Not before seeing that look. You actually have something.
Oh, did I?
Right? No,
On the
other
other
side.
side.
You've smudged something.
Okay, it's probably my eyeliner.
It's fine.
My life.
You know, she is far more crafty than anyone gives her credit for.
Not crafty enough.
I think you would be surprised.
Perhaps.
She is quite ingenious in her way.
She lacks subtlety.
Sometimes subtlety is unnecessary. You are doing well?
Trying to think of an instance.
In which subtlety would be necessary or unnecessary?
Yes.
Well,
Yes, I am doing well. Are you? I've heard things.
what sort of things?
Just because I can. I'm going to spend the resolve token attached to the rumor that the Crawford estate is nearing bankruptcy.
Why,
What I was doing.
It's okay, because I'm just having a character that we have not seen yet, but it is a connection that Lizzie wrote that I haven't gotten to play yet. A young...
Here we go.
what was her name again?
I don't remember.
Judith Barton.
That is literally what I was doing.
Well,
Darn
now you
you.
can spend one of your own resolve tokens. Judith Barton comes past. Oh. Ha, Thomason. So good to see you. I'm surprised you could afford the carriage ride over here.
Judith.
Oh, snap.
Radiant as ever,
And
I
who's
see.
this charming young woman you're with?
This is the Countess
Oh.
Eleanor Spencer. Sharp.
Sharp.
Eleanor Sharp. I did it now.
I'm sorry, I have no idea whatsoever who you are.
Well, the same feeling is mutual, but you are a countess, so I suppose I should have heard of you.
One would think, yes.
I suppose that would require a slight more amount of society than you've been accustomed to lately.
Well, I have been at home for a while. Took a fever for a few weeks.
So this is for a group. There's people starting to look over now, and like the way that you look over when you think there's gonna be something really good, and the music has kind of quiet down just a little bit.
Are the musicians looking over as well? Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude on your conversation. I just was passing through, and I wanted to extend my condolences about the soon-to-be loss of your estate.
Well, Josephine, as incredibly...
Judith.
Judith.
No, I think you should just go with Josephine.
No, Judith.
Judith, yes.
As
Knowing it's not her name.
incredibly gracious as your manners are, as always they are, I must confess that I am not so privy to the idle chatter of the rabble of Bath as you seem to be, and cannot imagine what it is that you may have heard. However, I would scarce wish to keep you from the incredibly pressing business that I am certain you were immediately upon your way to attend to.
40-15.
Well, I will continue on my way. There's a professor here from Oxford that I was most looking forward to chatting to.
Don't forget to say hello to the Viscount.
Oh, of course. I would never forget. Anyway, if you need a ride home or anything, you know, in case the carriage is too expensive, let me know. Toodles. And she saunters away. She may be the actual worst.
Well, given other actual worsts, we're not actually the worst, but that's fine. She's not the best.
Well, she was dreadful.
Yes. Yes, she is quite dreadful. She is not at all unique, however.
Well, is it true?
Is it true that there is not quite so much to the estate as there once was? Yes, it is true. There wasn't all that much to begin with, and I'm afraid that I have used some of it in ways that I do not believe our parents would have approved of. But it is done, and it was a matter of my conscience, not theirs, so. But it is hardly your concern. I suppose you find something rather delicious in all of this.
Actually, I was distracted by plotting the ruin of that Barton wretch.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh.
Dreadfully unpleasant.
I did miss you, you know. You could have written, just to say you were all right. We are sisters, after all.
You would have known. If anything had happened, you would have known. There's a will. Perhaps I shouldn't tell you this after the conversations that I've had today, but... Or maybe it was yesterday. Of late.
Time gets wibbly wobbly.
There is a will. I hope I don't need to say more.
You needn't have even said that. That is hardly what I meant.
We have different ways of accomplishing the same goals, of doing what needs to be done. Mine is a bit, perhaps, bold.
You know, Eleanor, I don't think you know me as well as you think you do.
Likewise.
Perhaps you're right in that. Your friend is quite nice. Hello. I'm sure this has been very awkward for you.
Oh no, she's off being like, basically a minor celebrity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was lost in that. My Kleenex is empty. That was awe.
Yeah, there's another box.
A whole box there. So where's Harriet been?
She was standing at an entrance and the music had stopped playing. She's like, sister, this is not a party. This is like a funeral. Now I'm going to cry because of what is happening.
And then Elsa, I think, probably gives all of the musicians more drinks. Like, keep playing. And then the music picks up and gets lively.
Elsa, let's go get a drink.
Oh, I already got some.
It's at that moment. I'm going to take actually the marker from Alex is in character inspired because Caroline is not the only young woman to make two and two together.
Auditioning women? You're taking
because
that Partridge?
let's be honest, a pair of glasses does not make a secret identity. And he seems completely clueless as to why there was suddenly a number of women all sitting by him asking questions, hinting, and he actually has a quite bit of red on his face.
Oh, so Partridge figures out that the ladies figured out that he's Partridge?
No, he has no ideas,
Oh, okay.
but they're asking pointed questions when he's kind of uncomfortable with them.
I think at that point, Catherine has crossed the room and she spots Harriet. And then she sees Partridge. And she doesn't acknowledge that she's seen Partridge, but she goes to Harriet and she's like, "Oh,
Catherine.
Harriet, it's so good to see you here. How have you been?"
Well.
And she takes your arm and then starts leading you across the room.
Where are we going?
Oh, to the drinks.
That would
You
be
look like you
lovely.
need another
I
one.
do. I probably need about 3. It's been a trying day.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It is what it is. I have
And
some family
then
here
she
with me.
turns to the sister and whoa, they do the same thing they did before where they introduce each other to each other.
This is somewhat familiar.
But they don't put the pieces together. For
But
whatever
no, they
reason.
don't. They're like, this seems familiar, but no one is on the right side. And Catherine's like, oh, excellent, yes. Oh, the drinks are over there. And oh, hello! As she stops halfway to wherever they were going and turns immediately to face
Harriet.
Alexander.
Harriet, hello there. Excuse me, ladies. I have an old friend to the... I promise I'll be back. We'll talk more about architecture.
Oh, yes, I like your spires.
Right.
just pale, just death.
You were the only one who hasn't had a monologue, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, do it!
Oh, drop it like it's hot.
Monologue token! I don't think I spent
actually
mine.
need a drink.
I
right
thought I
now.
hadn't spent mine. I don't know. One of us hasn't
Thompson
spent
hasn't
out.
either.
No,
Oh,
I
you
spent mine.
I
No,
have
have
monologue.
used
But
his
you
monologue.
haven't monologued?
I haven't monologued.
You have not. I'm
You
spending
monologue.
this token. Monologue for me.
No, I don't think so. No, I have
Okay.
not.
Oh, because you were going to spend it, and then she monologued
No, I
for
was.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I want you to picture the sound of a very large boulder rock being dropped down a very long well. And that is the descent that is happening in Harriet's head right now when she's realizing who's standing in front of her. Oh God, he's here. He's so pretty. But I do not want to be married. Why are you here? Oh dear God, why are you here? And my sister is here. No. No, she cannot see me like this. She cannot know that I've been totally taken by this rube. Charlatan of words. It's disgusting. He's probably writing another novel about Charlemagne or something. I can't stand it. I can't stand his attitude. He acts all perfect and good all the time. Like he's the professor of words and that he just doesn't want, you know, to take any of the fame or credit for his slutty fucking words that he writes all the time. She's just angry and indignant at this point. But he's here. And I left him. And I can't do this right now. And zooming all the way back up to...
Alex.
Hi.
How do you do?
You didn't get my letter, did you?
No, but I was traveling, so I'm sure that I will get it once I return to my state. Are you okay? Do I need to find a chair for you?
Oh, yes.
Catherine helps you to a chair, suddenly being like, "Oh, maybe I should not."
Sister, cocktail.
Oh, I thought she.
Dude, no.
And then she hurries off.
I thought she wasn't allowed to. She was in the house and.
Don't worry about such things.
Okay. You look great.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello again.
Hi.
We met earlier at the Crawford estate.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you. Yes, I remember you were talking about, we were talking about railways, I believe.
Yes, we were talking about trains and
God,
Greece.
not again.
And the Greeks, the Spartans.
Yes. Oh, yes, the Spartans. They were fascinating.
I heard they were well known for their spears.
There's this shade that it goes from red to this white just for a second. I suppose I was not as interested in war as I was in other subject matters of Greece.
Certainly, of course, of course.
Are you done? Are you done trying to entrance someone else to include in your novels? See, this is why I left.
I don't know what you just...
This is why I left, because of this.
Because
you play it off as nothing. You call it research. Research for your books. Go ahead, tell them. Tell them all what you write.
Are you getting louder and louder?
Oh, yes. I am absolutely getting louder.
Music stops again.
Yes.
I don't know what he's talking about.
No, sister, I want a soundtrack for my rage.
You have caught me off guard. Perhaps we can retire to it.
Off guard?
Yes, I've come because I wanted to.
Very... Professor Meticums,
Yes.
have you not noticed that everyone here is aware that you're also W.E. Partridge?
Oh.
We may be from Bath, but we're not simpletons.
Why do you hide it? I'd be happier if you told everyone about your endeavor.
Because I would be
Sorry.
I don't not like you, but I need time. I need time to think about this. And you're smothering me with your attention all of the time. I never get to 5 minutes.
Well, I suppose I should do this in chronological order. That's the only proper way of doing it as professor. If the greater public knows who I am, then I could lose my tenure at Oxford, and I could lose my inheritance. And while I love writing, I love it for the sake of writing. I don't know if I can make a living off of it. And I actually came here because of work. I just knew that you're here, and I was hoping that perhaps we could...
I got your letter. Don't lie to me. See, this...
Oh, that was sent.
Yes, it was.
May I have wine, please?
Yes, you better start drinking.
Someone just brings a tray and leaves it in front of all
Excellent.
of you.
Oh dear.
But let us take this opportunity for you to find some new friends, for you to be inspired by, and we can perhaps chat later.
But I don't want other friends. I write...
Oh, but they seem to want you.
It's called fantasy. I write so I can experience what I don't actually want in real life.
I don't care about the fantasy. I care that you just hide it and don't play it up and enjoy it. Enjoy the title of writing those things. I don't hate them. I hate that you hide it.
Were I so bold to do such a thing, then writing it would be all that I have.
I suppose
It
for some
seems
of us
to
there
be-
is reason to hide behind a mask.
At that
Or
point, you just see her
pen
just
name.
drink.
Sometimes we have purposes to hide.
Ladies and
I'm-
gentlemen,
Sorry to have embarrassed you so. It was improper of me.
can I just get a proper moment? Yes, I am W.E. Partridge, and
Maybe
I-
consider more than just glasses.
I don't... Oh.
The classes have always been silly.
But I mean, I look so different with them without.
You
And
really
no...
don't.
No, you don't. You look a fool. There's never been any glass in the glasses. It's just been the frame. I told you that last year, and you didn't believe me. You were like, no, this will work just fine.
Perhaps we should give you some time to speak with all these lovely...
No.
And then she just scoops up Harriet and walks across
I
the
go,
room.
wait.
Oh!
I would like a moment of privacy with an old friend. And I promise, I will answer any and all questions, but I lead a public and a private life, and I've taken great lengths to maintain so. If you have any dignity, please allow me at least the veneer of such. Some of us are not capable of truly living a life of excitement, and perhaps this is my small way of living such a life. Until then, yes, I was given a choice of where to go satellite. I was not lying when I said this is work-related, but I could have gone to Bath, I could have gone to Nottingham, I could have gone to
Why
Liverpool.
did you write me that letter?
I think the resolve token goes to
Oh,
Harriet.
yeah.
Because you're specifically asking for her to be left alone.
Because you tell me... You asked me why I don't live this publicly, why I don't engage in filth. It's because it leads an image. It leads to a person
But
who
it's
is...
not filth, it's expression.
It is, but it doesn't lead to who I truly am, because I don't want to have many... I don't want many women. I don't want many men. I don't want orgies, and even though that sounds tantalizing, I just want a quiet
I
life.
didn't even know that was an opportunity. You're full of surprises today.
Oh, you haven't read my latest book?
No, is it the Charlemagne one or something?
Oh, no. The Charlemagne one's not out yet.
Oh.
That one's special. I got some
I know.
inspiration.
I know.
No. This is one about Sparta. It's
See, you get so excited about it. Why hide it?
society. I can't
The
do what I...
professorship, you hate it. You always have. You say it's dull and it's boring.
But it provides me certain luxuries. I would like to settle down. I would like to have the woman I love.
But I don't want to settle down. I enjoy gallivanting around. You know that.
Perhaps I do, but... Sometimes I think that if I don't try, you'll forget about me in time. Because I'm just... Alexander, the professor.
No, you're very pretty, Alexander, and you're hard to forget. But just, honestly, just enjoy your time here. Think about what we have talked about. Take your time with this professorship. Meet some new people, and think about what you want to do. And then we will talk.
I will give you your space. Let us leave at least as fond acquaintances.
That
And
hasn't changed.
okay then. Why, before I go, why is everyone talking about modeling?
Modeling?
Yes, they keep talking about inspiration and being muses. I don't...
Because they want to be in your book, you fool. Do you read the things that you write?
Yeah,
It's a bit inspiring, if you know.
I just come up with them. I don't take people. I mean, that would...
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Would you imagine if
They
you
don't know that. They think it can be in the book.
Fine.
Open your eyes and stop wearing the silly glasses.
The glasses come off, and he just slides them away.
Good.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall now answer a question.
And then you are surrounded by hordes of young women and men.
Across the room.
And Catherine has
Catherine, I
picks
did it
you
now,
up
too.
and takes you somewhere else. Across the room.
Across the room, one Thomas Wallingford stands next to one Leopold Hawthorne, drink in hand. It's not tea. And says, "Did you know that man was W.E. Partridge?"
I think everyone in this entire county knew it was W.E. Partridge.
Oh boy, you invite quite the interesting people to your party.
Look, I am old, I am tired. As long as people have a good time and restores my name, I don't care who's here.
Restores your name. Oh yes, from all of that unfortunate family business. Yeah.
Yes, you know, the family business that accrued while I was doing my duty.
Yes, your duty, which you continue to do, and we thank you for it, Queen and Country, King and Country, all of the monarchs, and
Monarch and
and the
country.
whole of the country. All thank you for it. Of course, don't forget, should you ever decide, you know, not to do your duty, King and Country can be quite vengeful as well.
Of course. I'm so glad we have an agent who cares for country and country alone and not for any personal ventures.
Of course.
It would be unbecoming for such a person to continue to hold the title of Ringmaster. Oh, I'm sorry.
Falconeer. Yes, no, don't worry. You got that just fine.
At this point, this is when a door slams open and there is a thunder and rainstorm behind as I run straight towards Leopold. They whisper in his ear. There's a look of consternation before he looks up and claps. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry to break festivities and merriment, but I have some dire news. For the Earl of Somerset has fallen gravely ill.
Ooh, spending that resolve token.
Goodness. Harriet's like, who's the Earl again? Do I care?
Yes. He's
Where
the
the
one
hell
the
is that
diamond
one?
was told to.
I've had so much to drink, sister.
Oh, here we go.
This is not good.
Sorry, I hit you with feather.
And I think that's where we'll end that scene. All right, very quickly, we're going to do reputation and then an epistolary. So very quickly go over your tags and determine if you received one. I think that Catherine definitely received a negative civilian tag for acting in contravention of society's convention. She may have stirred a few too many pots at that party. And so I'm going to, meddler is going to be her negative tag.
I think I finally gained a positive tag for acting in service of duty or morality in a way that compromised my desires.
Okay, what was your tag?
I don't know. There are suggestions somewhere, right?
There's some on your sheet,
Oh, here it
if you
is,
look
yeah.
further up. And these ones, ours don't have them. It might be like dependable, reliable, trustworthy,
Unrelenting.
unrelenting. Okay. And that's your only civilian. Anyone else? Any other tags?
I
principled
don't know if
good.
this is gonna be 1 or 2 negative tags, because there's both acted beyond your authority and reveal secret information to one Eleanor, and also
both of those are separate tags.
those are yes. I get a double
Acted
negative.
beyond your authority and
And-
revealed secret information.
Oh, that's one, and then the other one is
Okay.
acted on your desires and morals in a way that jeopardize your mission, and both of them I think were by revealing his nature to Eleanor and also asking for a favor.
I think let's just roll it into one.
Into one,
It feels very punishing to give you 2 negative tags at once, especially because this will kick in as.
Oh yeah, that would be the 3rd negative. I did that.
Yeah, if you, I mean, we could do both. So let's kick in a negative reputation condition. All right, what are your 2 tags?
2 tags would be vengeful and
And those are for mask, right?
yep, and scheming is right, but I also want to say idealist. Because idealist in the words of an
All right.
agent's bad.
You now have 3 negative tags, so please pick one of your negative reputation conditions. And you have a mix, so it can be either mask or otherwise. Anyone
I'm gonna
else?
actually take career peril, which is the future of your career as an agent is thrown into doubt and you are temporarily suspended or removed from the mission.
Wallingford. Okay, we'll frame a vignette about that.
Okay.
Just remind me next week.
I feel like Harriet totally pulled a service or duty of morality that compromised her desires. She has lustful feelings towards Alex, but had
Didn't
been
just
pushed.
bone him at the party? Like,
Yeah,
is
like
that
push.
what it
Well, no,
was?
and push back against it to just lay herself out there to be like, you need to be who you are.
Okay.
You need to be true to you.
What is your positive tag?
The kind of brokenhearted in a way,
Oh.
but like it's not that. It's something else. It's like
Star-crossed.
Selfless.
that's an odd one for her.
Mm-hmm. That's what's a positive tag. So just so you know, you have 5 positive tags. Technically, I think I can write more, but I have maxed out the space, so really use them for resolve tokens.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in not punching Judith in the face.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Judith is an ass. All right, what's your
restraint.
restraint?
Yes.
All right,
Thomas
and that
in the
puts you at
restraint.
4 positive tags. So you maintain your previous positive tag, and again, you have 4 you can use for resolve tokens. Anyone else? Anyone for any more? All right, with that, let us wrap up with our epistolary. And who has letters? And also, there's one person who has not monologued. Where's everyone? I have
Thomason
monologued.
has not.
Thomason has not monologued. So you will have to do that at the very end, or you can do it now.
I'll do it at the very
Can
end.
I spend a token for you to monologue as Wadsworth?
Yes. Can I do that?
As who?
Wallingford.
As Wallingford?
You can monologue as a
Wallingford,
connection.
sorry.
I
Okay.
think so. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Fuck it. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
I make the rules.
There
in
we
this.
go. A token well spent.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to do it now? All right. So
Oh, God.
At the party.
at the
At the
party.
party.
Wallingford making the decision that the falconer should be put on some sort of suspension, perhaps.
I have thoughts. Don't worry. So, standing next to the falconer at the party, listening to all of this business,
Rabble rousing.
all of this business happening over here, other people's secrets being spilled. He loves it when other people's secrets are being spilled. And he thinks to himself, crumbling though it may be, this is really quite the grand estate. Must hand it to the man. He has built up quite an amount of wealth. And shame, isn't it, about his reputation, though? Mary. What a beautiful woman she was. Such a waste. What a shame. Of course, he will never know the truth.
Oh!
Whoa.
Rude. All right. So, epistolary, letter writing. Who has a letter to pen?
I have a question really quick about letter writing.
Epistolary.
Yeah. Can it be a newspaper article?
Sure. Why not?
This is a couple days later in the London Times, which is true identity of W. Partridge revealed. It's none other than disgraced Professor Alexander Mitkinsky, and it misspells his last name. In other news, sales of the 6 spears of Sparta skyrocket. Is this a new scandalous craze about England? We shall soon find out.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
And that paper is delivered first thing in the morning to everyone in Bath, naturally.
The good thing is Harriet is hungover and cannot read. Her eyes no longer work.
Any other letters to be written?
Maybe not a letter, but there will be a journal entry.
To the Book of Crime and Crimes?
In the Book of Crimey Crimes.
Little book.
The little
Book
book.
of Crime and
Little
Crimes.
book.
Little book. Crime and crime.
And Sea Star is there as well, because this happens at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And we've completed this party, and we're both just.
She's held your hair while you vomited.
Oh yes. So I will attempt to do this drunk.
Yes. Okay.
Dearest Book of Crimey Crimes, why don't they go away? All these people that keep trying to follow me when I am just trying to steal things. And I know we can do it. I have a new person now who's really interested. This Dove. I think she could be quite a good addition. Sister, don't you think?
What?
The Dove.
Oh, you're talking to out loud. I thought you were writing.
I am writing. You know I
Oh,
always talk out loud when I write.
You know they're probably following you because you've stolen their hearts.
Oh, you have such a sweetheart.
Drink your water.
I am drinking the
drink,
water.
No, drink it.
Hydrate.
I have hydrated.
Good. Now you can continue writing.
I can barely keep it in. So, we will take this stuff, and we will steal this diamond. Sister, did you get the 3 copies of the glass made of the new fake diamonds?
I'm working on that. We'll have it soon.
Good. We'll need those. Because the other 2 cannot be trusted. The other 2 birds. One is an ancient mummy of a bird. I don't even know how he exists. The other one, I think she means well.
You know they used to mummify birds, apparently.
They did. It was for good luck.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe he's one of those.
He could be. He could be. Either way, I do not know that I can trust her. But I do think she means well. So I don't think that we will end up causing her any due pain. But we are stealing that diamond, sister.
Oh, you're talking to me again?
I am.
Okay, she's in the other room. That's why she's just
It's
yelling.
making soup or something.
Late night drunk food.
When we do get that diamond, we're going to hop on a boat, cross the tiniest of oceans to France, the 3 of us, and go off to some more crimes, because I am tired of Bath.
I heard there's like another big diamond somewhere else too.
Oh, there's probably lots of them.
But let's just go on another. Yeah, this is great.
I am tired of Bath. I am tired of London. There's nothing worthwhile stealing here anymore, because it's boring now, because all of the people that we know are here. Let us leave. Let's take this diamond and go. Sister, I am not feeling well.
Okay, lie down.
How? Just fades out, just passes out.
And that's it. Anyone else have a letter they want to write?
Yes!
Oh, good.
Thomason is going to write a letter to Mr. Leopold Hawthorne
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
because I couldn't think of another way to do this.
I'm not gigolo.
Mr. Hawthorne, Thank you so much for the invitation to your party. It was most lovely. And as always, your hospitality knows no bounds. I hope that you will not find this strange. But I feel that there is something that I must say. When the messenger came in with the unfortunate news of the Earl of Somerset, my attention could not help but be drawn towards your direction, and I noticed the gentleman with whom you were speaking. Though we are not of good acquaintances, I have seen this man several times before and was unaware of your acquaintance with him. I feel that I must ask, is this man a good friend of yours? I don't know as though it is my place to say so, but in her final days, as many of the community gathered together to be near Mary, he was a face that became somewhat familiar to me, as we did once or twice cross paths in the comings and goings of the house. And in her final days, though at the time I had attributed it to the dementia of fever, Mary had said something to me. She had said, "Do not trust him. Do not trust Tom." At the time, I did not quite understand what she meant, and as I said, I thought that it was somewhat fanciful imaginings of the going mind. But when I saw you speaking to him and realized that you knew him, I thought perhaps you should know. She did not seem very trusting of him, and I hope that you will guard yourself. If I speak now out of turn, please forgive me. It is only that I couldn't remain silent. Sincerely, Thomason. Couldn't think of another way to do it.
I'm going to have one final letter is delivered to all of you. It is in fact an invitation. And this invitation, the timing of it is a little bit awkward because it is from the Earl of Somerset. And you suspect it was drawn up before he took ill, as it is for a ball that is going to be held at his estate in 2 weeks to celebrate the birthday of his daughter, the 19th birthday of his dear daughter, whose name I wrote down and then promptly
Charlotte.
forgot. Louise. His daughter, Louise, and her 19th birthday in a ball at his estate. It comes with assurances. The messengers that deliver it said, "Oh no, it will certainly still be happening. It's just, a minor case of the flu. He'll recover and be ready for the ball, and everything will be just fine." Oh, and then you get word that none other than the monarch will be there as well. Dun, dun, dun! And that is where we shall end this episode. As a reminder, you all refresh your monologue tokens for next week.
I think the Countess is going to write a letter to make sure that... No, that would be less fun. Never mind.
Okay. And also, because I like you all having more tokens, refresh just your character, not any of your connections, back up to 2. If you have more than 2, you don't gain any.
2 and 3.
All right. Let me read out the donations that came through in the second half. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We'll do some announcements, a little quick sign off, and then we have one more week. One more week of this.
Boo.
All right, we have a couple. The first one is from William with $5. So, William habla español. Maybe il parle français aussi. And who knows what other languages he speaks.
Honestly, show off.
Took me a minute to translate, but go from Spanish to French to English. Not ready to transition that fast.
español.
Si hablas español, parler français, petit peu de le français.
Oui.
Wakarimasen.
Naturally. And then it's a dead wife's party with $5. This is to the Ongo Bongo tune, but I don't know that tune.
Ongo
Oh,
Bongo?
the Dead
Bongo
Man's
Bongo?
Party?
Yeah. Do you want to come sing this donation?
I don't remember how it goes.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay.
Come on,
It's a dead wife's party, and who could ask for more? Every noble's coming. Leave your manners at the door. Leave your proper manners at the door. Don't be the worst. It's very mean. Don't be afraid of birds you can't see.
Nice. Nice.
So many
Evie,
birds.
what you doing?
Evie.
Gifting subs.
You're
Thank you.
lovely.
Thank you so much for those donations that came through, helping us pay our cast and crew for the mighty work that they do here on screen. Tomorrow night we will be back at 7 p.m. with the final episode of High School Royale, so come join us then. It's sure to be good. This isn't just the season finale, this is the show finale, the series finale. We are wrapping the events, the escapades of our hashtagonists.
No more boxes of notes.
I'm sure there will be plenty of note boxes. It ended with mannequins crawling from cracks in the sky.
The first nope is a swarm of ravaging boots crazed mannies.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah, it goes in the note box. We have a note box because it's hashtag not a horror show. Then next week we will be back on Monday with Eat, Pray, Kill, Tuesday with the final episode of Manor of Speaking, and Wednesday with some shorter content and then some hosty goodness. So stay tuned for all of those things. And in the meantime, follow GeekSpaceTV on the various social medias, including Instagram and Twitter. Like or follow our Twitch page. Subscribe if you feel so inclined. And also go find all these lovely people, starting with...
Hi, y'all. My name is Algernon Bolden. You can catch me at Algernon Bolden. And, you know, if I'm not here in a nice suit, I'll be here on Monday looking like a hot mess. Eat, pray, kill.
It's a good hot mess, though.
Oh, I love you.
And joining him will be...
Hi, I'm Scotland. You can find me at level 2-3. I do lots of things on the internet. And next Monday, you can see me on Eat, Pray, Kill playing a dragon.
A high dragon.
A hot mess of a dragon.
So hot, man.
So many feathers.
hot
Marcus, you
dudes.
better be ready.
I am so excited.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Anna.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lizzie the Bold. I am not on Eat, Pray, Kill. And you can catch me right here next week. And that's it.
Love you, Lizzie.
We'll get you back.
Yes, we will. Sorry. I'm Anna Geeks. I'm the CEO here, and I'm also a broadcaster on my own channel. You can find me at Anna Geeks on Twitch and Twitter, and Anna Geeks AFK on Instagram. We're gonna get a new update on Instagram probably tomorrow, actually.
Evie, I don't own that much makeup.
Oh, and next week, of course, I'll be here for this, but Wednesday we might do our first wind down, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Probably.
We'll figure it out.
I think.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll announce on Twitter.
TBD.
And Discord.
And Discord.
Join the Discord.
And I have been your host / facilitator, Random Tuesday. You can find me at Random Tuesday on the internet. And with that, we shall see you tomorrow night, and then next week for this show. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you very soon.
Do gay things.
Yeah, do crimes.
No,
No, don't do
don't
crimes.
do crimes.